for these two teams to get together. Art Shell back as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, his second stint as the head coach. Of course, the Hall of Famer went in 1989 and made 9 Pro Bowls as one of the great offensive tackles to ever play in this game. And he comes in because the Raiders finished 4-12 last year.
Well, can you believe he was even fired after winning 60% of his games as a head coach and took the Raiders to the playoffs 3 times. One of those AFC championship game. But it just goes to show you in this league, it's like, what have you done for me lately? He had one bad year and he was out as coach, but now he's back to try and bring back that Raider commitment to excellence.
They now are the team of the decade.
Yes.
I noticed. Yeah, there's.
If you don't believe this team is good, just read their press guide. They will let you know, right?
They do toot their own horn. Lofa Tatupu, and here's the coin toss, middle of the field. Ron Winter is the referee. Seattle has won the toss and elected to receive. Let's go down to Greg Bailey, the third member of our team.
Well, Vern, earlier tonight we talked about how valuable playing time is in game conditions for backup quarterback Seneca Wallace. What do you want to accomplish tonight? What constitutes a good night against the Raiders?
I mean, just coming out and running the offense is the main thing. Just making the correct checks, moving the ball down the field, putting points on the board, and that's the main thing.
Now, Matt Hasselbeck always tells us that Coach Holmgren takes it a little bit personally when you audible out of one of his play calls. What's it going to take for you to check off the line of scrimmage tonight?
A whole lot of things. You know, I just want to stay with offense, move the ball, and, you know, just stay with the play call.
Who do you expect to play with tonight in terms of your offensive line? Will you get reps for the first-team offensive line, Seneca?
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Thanks for taking some time with us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Greg, thank you. Seneca Wallace will relieve Matt Hasselbeck probably after a couple of series, and Norm Johnson, one of the great field goal kickers in the history of the NFL, raises the flag representing the 12th man tonight.
It's always a special time before any Seahawks ball game to see that 12th man flag raised, because this crowd really gets into it, and that electricity and that emotion just kind of feeds into the opening kickoff of that first series of the ball game. This place is electric.
Norm's got a little cheerleader in him.
Yes, he's a kicker. They don't do anything else. They might as well practice that.
I know my role. I'm here to provide a platform for you. Oh, he's fired up. Jankowski will kick off for the Raiders. Josh Scobie, number 33, is back at the goal line. We are set to go. Oakland 4-0 in preseason play. And that one through the end zone. Jankowski, it's going to be a touchback, and we've got a little tussle breakout at the 35-yard line. Will Heller will be in at tight end. The good news, as we talked about in the pregame show, Atula Mealy, not a serious injury, should be ready to go next week at Detroit. And Walter Jones is not going to play tonight because of a shoulder bruise. And Tom Ashworth, the acquisition from New England, gets the start.
Is that what they're calling it? Shoulder bruise?
That's what I think they're calling it. A lot of Pro Bowls.
Thank you. And he's the best in the game.
Yes, exactly. Here's Hasselbeck on first down, incomplete. Pass intended for Burleson. And let's meet the rest of the offensive lineups.
Floyd Porkchop Womack, Mississippi State.
Chris Gray, Auburn.
Sean Locklear, NC State.
Matt Hasselbeck, Boston College. Bobby Ingram, Penn State.
Nate Burleson, University of Nevada.
Max Stroll, Georgia.
Sean Alexander, Alabama.
And the pass intended for Burleson, flying down the left side. And Nnamdi Asamoah is there with excellent coverage, number 21. Defensively for the Oakland Raiders, it's Brayton, Sapp, Kelly, and Burgess. Burgess with 16 sacks last year. Thomas Howard, one of the linebackers, Williams and Morrison. And Michael Huff, first-round draft pick from the University of Texas, going to get a pretty good look tonight. Third down and 10. Looks like the blitz threatened by the Raiders. They are not coming. It's a four-man rush. And the pass complete to Burleson, but he does not get the first down. He's tackled at the 29-yard line, so it'll be 4th down and 1. Tackle made by Thomas Howard, number 53.
But one thing about this offense, you don't want to get yourself caught in 3rd and longs like the Seahawks did that time, because this offense is predicated on short passes and runs after the catch. That time they came up a little bit short only because they put themselves in a 3rd and 10 with those 2 incompletes on 1st and 2nd down.
Ryan Plaquemire, the 7th-round draft pick from Wake Forest, will be the Seahawks punter this year. Gabe Lindstrom was cut as the first serious roster cuts were made this week. Here's Plaquemire averaging over the 45 yards in preseason. Chris Carr gathers it in at the 28. Breaks into the secondary. He's got 2 men, and Plaquemire cannot make the stop. This is inbounds, and this is a touchdown. 72 yards. Chris Carr, Oakland's on the board.
Wow, what a great individual effort that time by Chris Carr, because the Seahawks looked like they had pretty good coverage on it, but he was able to break a couple of tackles, one right there, and then another one right there, and then the rest of it is just him beating the punter, Plaquemire, and that's usually going to happen, and he hits that right sideline and takes it down for the touchdown. So right away, the Raiders are on the board early in this football game.
Now that will draw the wrath of Bob Casulo, special teams coach, and Mike Holmgren. A 43-yard punt, 72 on the return for Chris Carr. Sebastian Jankowski ought to try the extra point. And like that, before most of the crowd has settled in, 7-zip. This is the reverse of what happened last week in San Diego.
You want to take the wind out of some sails, that's the way to do it when you come on the road and you have a big return like that.
A 72-yard punt return by Chris Carr, number 23. And Ryan Plaquemire, who was the last line of defense, looked like it. Here's Janikowski with the kickoff. Scobie 4 yards back, will take a knee. It'll come out to the 20. Seattle gets the ball for the 2nd time, 3 and out a moment ago.
Out there on the field and show better than that. You don't want to end the preseason going into the regular season with a drive like they just had.
1st and 10 from the 20, and backs in the eye. Sean Alexander behind Max Strong. DJ Hackett on the field for the first time this summer. The handoff goes to Alexander, and there is a Seattle first down out to the 32-yard line. Michael Huff, number 24. All-American defensive back, made the tackle. It's a gain of 13.
Now, this is what they like to see. They like to see these big holes open on the right side by Chris Gray and Sean Locklear. That time, Warren Sapp kind of stunted himself out of the play. Sean hits the hole. Nice first down for the Seahawks.
Gain of 13 and a first down at the 33. Hackett wide to the left. His first action, as we said, injured at the beginning of camp. This one is stuffed as they hand it off to Alexander. He barely does get back to the line of scrimmage before Thomas Howard, number 53, makes the tackle.
This Raider team 4-0 coming into this game in the preseason, and a lot of people think, well, it's only the preseason, but when you've been a team that's had 4-12 seasons like they've had the last few years, you want to win at any cost, and you want to start building confidence and start building the trust of your players from Art Shell, that the things that he's coaching and teaching are working, and I think that's what's happening for the Raiders right now. They're a very confident group.
2nd down. Leonard Weaver is in the lineup. He's split wide to the left. Alexander is the only back, and timeout called by Matt Hasselbeck as the play clock was winding down. So kind of a shoddy start here for the Seahawks. They'll be looking at 2nd and long and trailing by 7 when we come back. Raiders by 7 on a 2nd and 10. Here's Hasselbeck. Puts it on the line, and is there a flag? There is not. Burleson hit by Fabian Washington, number 27, and ruled legal contact.
These Raider corners are being very physical tonight. I think he was in there a little bit early, but who am I? You know, I'm just a ex-quarterback that played in the league, and I'm always for wide receivers.
Aging old Hall of Famer. That's you do have a certain perspective.
Yes, I do.
3rd down and 10. Well, see if this is 3 and out. Here's Hasselbeck back, 3-man rush. Matt up, got a way to go. Look at him rumble.
And that was just the parting of the Red Seas right there, as the Raiders did not stay in their lanes on their pass rush. Matt didn't see anything down the football field, but this is something he has the ability to do that a lot of people didn't think he could do, is run the football, and he runs as far as he can until he sees contact, and he does the wise thing, gets down on the ground. And I'm sure Mike Holmgren is breathing a sigh of relief after that run.
Yeah, we clocked him in 4.8 for the 25-yard run. That was 25 yards in the first down at the 42-yard line. Here's Hasselbeck. Got a man open a little behind him. Intended for Bobby Ingram, and timing wasn't there. The pass a little behind Ingram.
Yeah, he had Bobby open that time on a little out route to the right side, but the ball was thrown behind Bobby. He just couldn't bring it in with one hand. And I'm sure Matt wants that ball back, because that would have been another Seahawk first down.
Now substitutions as Hackett and Mann come out. Will Heller, the tight end, is back in. Nate Burleson comes near side. Backs in the eye. Alexander gets the handoff. 2 tough yards to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8. Warren Sapp.
Got a late flag that came in there after the play was over.
Ron Winter, as we said, is the referee tonight.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 53. A 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Well, the infraction on Thomas Howard, the linebacker.
And this is something that Raiders have tried to do this preseason, is cut down on their number of penalties. They've always been one of the more penalized teams in the league, but they're trying to get away from that under Art Shell. They've done a pretty good job of it, but that one right there cost them.
Well, you know, when you mention here's the handoff, it's Alexander on the sweep, and he is in trouble from the get-go. Tyler Brayton, number 91, with the tackle for loss. You know, we talked with George Atkinson before the game, the great defensive back of the Raiders. When you think about contact made by the defensive backs, that's nothing new with these guys.
Not at all. They've always had great hitters in that secondary, and you talk about Jack Tatum and some of the great ones that played in that secondary. They are known for being physical.
Strong and Weaver are the backs, and Leonard Weaver gets the handoff and a big run. That will not be a first down, but he's going to give Seattle a 3rd and short. Stuart Schweigert, number 30, made the stop, as we saw Leonard Weaver line up as the deep back in the eye and get up limping. Oh boy,
you don't like to see that, do you? He's one of those guys that was going to play a lot tonight, just because he is a backup, but they want to see him, play a lot at that running back spot, because he's been mainly a fullback. But they want to see him at the feature back tonight, and this doesn't look good. It looks like an ankle, maybe.
Leonard Weaver, who made this team, and
you just have to wait to see how bad that ankle is.
Yep. On 3rd down, here's Hasselbeck, right side. That's good for the first. Catch is made by Burleson in front of Fabian Washington. And Leonard Weaver on the sideline. Had a chance to spend a few moments with him yesterday, and really a wonderful young kid. And boy, in obvious pain right now.
Yeah, those ankle injuries are nothing fun. And I had one when I was with Minnesota, and I missed 2 or 3 weeks with it, just because it's hard to put weight on them for a while.
Here's Hasselbeck. Steps up, goes left side. Flag. Nnamdi Asomugha, number 21. Interference. Michael Huff was right in the face of Hasselbeck.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. Penalizes the spot of the foul and a first down.
Nate Burleson is running the deep route, and Matt Hasselbeck, we couldn't see it on this shot, but he does a great job in the pocket avoiding a sack, and then throws the ball as a comeback to Nate Burleson. That time a little bit too early on the contact. He got flagged for it.
First and goal from the 5, a 7-0 game. Well, this drive sparked by Hasselbeck's 25-yard run up the middle. And the Seahawks going for the tying touchdown. Alexander dances to the right side, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Sean Alexander. Ingram with the block.
Sean Alexander has a nose for the end zone when he gets in the red zone like no other back I've ever seen. Watch this play get stacked up on the left side. So what does Sean do? He reverses his field. And watch Bobby Ingram, how long he has to hold that block out there. Most wide receivers can't hold a block that long, but that's the reason why Sean Alexander scored on that play. Great run, but also a great block by Bobby Ingram.
Josh Brown with the extra point. It's up and through. Two big plays, a 25-yard run by Hasselbeck. A pass interference on Asamoah. Alexander gets the touchdown and goes over to chat with Leonard Weaver and wish his young teammate the best. 7-7 in Seattle. Taken into the locker room, and watch the block, Warren Moon, of Bobby Ingram.
Just does a great job of holding that block. It's hard for those wide receivers to hold those blocks. One reason is because you get some guy running up behind you like that, and most receivers are worried about their legs, but Bobby Ingram is a warrior out there.
Short kick taken by Gabriel for Oakland as Brown only gets it to the 10-yard line. And for the first time tonight, with 9:37 to go in the opening quarter, the Raiders go on offense. Jordan Babineau makes the tackle, number 27. And here comes Aaron Brooks, longtime New Orleans Saints quarterback. He has started each of the previous 4, signed as a free agent back in the spring, and playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's getting better each and every week, feeling more comfortable with the offense. You know, he'd been in that offense in New England, make that New Orleans for about 6 years. So it's hard for a quarterback to make that transition sometimes. You have a little crossover sometimes, but he's starting to really get a good feel for this offense.
Lamont Jordan is the starting tailback. Play fake. Brooks back, being chased by Fisher, and throws it right into the hands of Nico Kutavides.
Well, when you have that play action and the quarterback's coming off that fake, he's trying to draw that defensive end down inside, but Bryce Fisher did not go for the fake that time, and he was right up in Aaron Brooks' face. He had nowhere to go with the football, so he just did the smart thing and threw the ball away.
Gallery Garmin Hulsey, the rookie, McQuiston at right guard. Randy Moss at one wide receiver, Gabriel the other, Crockett and Lamont in the backfield. Second down and 10. Timeout. Randy Moss called time. Bit of confusion offensively for the Raiders. So rather than waste it down, they use one of their allotment of 3 timeouts.
Randy Moss is running over there to tell Arshel why he called timeout. I hope he has a good reason for using or wasting a timeout here this early in the ball game.
Now, while we got a moment, let's meet the starting defensive lineup for the Seahawks.
Bright Force Academy.
Chuck Darby, South Carolina State.
Grant Wistrom, University of Nebraska.
Leroy Hill, Clemson.
Lova Tupu, University of Southern California.
Julian Peterson, Michigan State.
Kelly Herndon, Twinsburg, Ohio.
Marcus Trufant, Washington State.
Michael Bower, Florida State.
Ken Hamlin, Arkansas Razorbacks.
Well, Ken Hamlin back, of course, after missing all but 4 games a year ago, but it's depth in the secondary that they're looking at.
They definitely are, and there's a lot of guys that have a chance to make this team tonight. They're all going to get a chance to show their wares for that last time and try and catch the coach's eyes.
Second down and 10. John Madsen in motion, number 10. Sweep, right side. Nice job defensively of containing things, and Bryce Fisher, Julian Peterson, 94 and 44 were their
That's going to be one of the things that's tough to do against the Seahawks this year because of all that team speed on defense is get outside. They have great outside linebacker speed with Leroy Hill and also Julian Peterson. Here they just string this play out, and Julian Peterson comes up and makes that play.
Third and 8. Stunts defensively. Brooks lets it go left side. Gabriel is open in front of Trufant for the first down.
And that's one of the things the Raiders are going to do this year. Their patterns are going to be a lot deeper than Aaron Brooks is used to from his previous offenses, and he has to learn to be more patient in the pocket. That time he got good time in the pocket, allowed Gabriel to get open on the deep sideline pass, and he's got as good as arm as anybody in the league as he waits and delivers that ball right on the money.
That's a gain of 15 and a first down. Raiders out at their own 48-yard line. Under 8 to go opening quarter, 7-7. Handoff to Jordan, and he is driven backwards. Leroy Hill. Told us last week he's got a classic car.
Yeah, 1995.
And told us yesterday he's added to his collection. What's he got? A 69 Chevelle, right?
Chevelle, yes.
Yep.
That time he just shot the gap on that running play, and maybe that came from all that extra film study he's putting in this year that he talked about. It's going to make him a better player.
Didn't get in the lineup till week 7 a year ago. Still a learning process. He spent a lot of time looking at tape this summer. Second down. Here's Brooks back. A lot of time. Wow. Nobody open. Still nobody open. Fires it for Madsen, number 10. And he makes the catch for a modest gain to the original line of scrimmage. Kelly Herndon, number 31. Good coverage.
Very good coverage by the Seahawks secondary, but again, no pass rushes. Aaron Brooks had a lot of time back there to survey the field, but the Seahawks defenders did a great job in the back end, especially on Randy Moss. They get a good jam on him on the line of scrimmage, which slows down his progress. Then he's picked up by the safeties down the field, so nowhere for Aaron Brooks to throw the ball again. Has to go for the short gain.
3rd and 10. Raiders load up on the left side and add to it with the tight end Corey Anderson. Blitz. Brooks back. Nailed. Rocky Bernard, number 99, with the knockout punch.
And also Darryl Tapp, the rookie from Virginia Tech, in on that sack as well. A blitz that time. Lofa Tatupu comes right up the middle. He's picked up, but the rest of the Seahawks got good surge on that blitz, and they both arrive at the quarterback at the same time. So this is what they need. You can't let him sit back there and get all that time to throw the football. You got to put some pressure on Aaron Brooks.
Shane Leckler on to punt. Outstanding in his first 7 years in the league. And Jimmy Williams is back instead of Peter Warrick. Williams chases it down and grabs it. Slips. Open. Oh, boy. At the 20. The tight end, Courtney Anderson, grabbed an ankle, or Williams might have been going.
I'm going to tell you what, he was on his way for about a 90, 91. A little trouble by the NFL. There was a couple of players. Warren Sapp actually had a hot dog on the sideline one time and got in big trouble for that.
Here's Seneca Wallace. Flag is down, as well as Wallace being down, as Tyler Brayton blindsided him. Man, oh man, the pass rush from the outside, and he was almost unimpeded.
And that's not the way you want to start the game as a quarterback, getting blindsided on your first play, because you're going to think about that a little bit. And I think Ashford-Worth might have got caught for a hold on that play,
holding.
too.
Offense number 68. That penalty's declined. Makes it second down.
If you're going to hold, you should hold a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
Don't get your quarterback hit like that. But you got to give Brayton a little bit of credit. He did a good job of turning the corner and getting to Seneca.
Ouch.
Seneca did a great job of holding on to that football.
And another flag. Looked like David Kurtman, the rookie from USC, moved before the snap.
False start. Illegal snap. On the center. 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
You don't like to see the center not knowing the snap count.
No. Never good, is it?
If there's one thing he should remember when he leaves that huddle is what the snap count is.
Never good when 10 guys move
and you don't.
And you don't.
Nothing happens to that center snaps the ball. That's why a lot of people say the center is the most important person on the field, because the game doesn't move until he moves.
Chris Spencer from Ole Miss, #1 draft pick a year ago, getting a long look at center because of the injury to Robbie Toback. He can also work at either guard, left or right. Second down and long. Here's Wallace, pump fake. Goes left side, overthrows Burleson as Nambi Asamoah, #1 draft pick out of California, was there.
Well, they were going for a slant and go, where they're going to try and fake the slant to Nate Burleson and try and get him over the top, but didn't fool the corner on that play, and the ball was overthrown a little bit. He probably was trying to throw that at his back shoulder since he wasn't going to get over the top of him. But he threw it a little bit too high.
3rd and 22, tied at 7 here, late first quarter. Less than 5 to go in the opening quarter. Draw play. Marcus Weeks. Wow, terrific. He got enough for the first down on 3rd and 22 on the draw.
Now, if you're a defensive coordinator, you definitely don't like to see that, a draw play that goes for 25 yards. But if you're the Seahawks, you love it. And Marcus Weeks is another guy that's trying to make this football team either on special teams or as a running back. And I'll tell you what, he helped his chances right there on that run.
Needed 22, got 24. First down, Seattle in a 7-7 game. Kurtman is the fullback. Here's Wallace, right side. DJ Hackett makes the grab for a couple of, maybe 5 yards out to the 43. I really found it interesting talking to Seneca Wallace yesterday about the lack of reps that he gets once the season starts.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable, because I know when I was a quarterback, I gave my backup at least 20% of the reps in practice, but Seneca says he gets none, so he basically has to go off of what he sees every day.
Here's the handoff to Weeks. Avoids another tackle. Nice run to the right side. Tackle is made finally by Schweigert, the free safety, number 30. Well, Wallace said even this week he knew he was going to play quite a bit, but they treated practice this week as a regular season practice.
Right, and it wasn't a lot of practice this week either, because they played Sunday night in Indianapolis. Monday was their off day, so really they only had Tuesday as their only practice day, and then Wednesday was a walkthrough, so not even a lot of reps in practice for Seneca this week.
The sweep, Weeks coming to the near side. He's in trouble. 3rd down, they'll have to punt. So on 3rd and 22, he gets 24. On 3rd and 2, he gets -1.
Figure that. That's the way the NFL is, though, and they were geared up for a short yardage run here, and Weeks tried to get to the outside, but the Raiders did a good job of stringing it out. He tried to turn it upfield, came up a little short.
Ryan Plaquemire out of Wake Forest, the Californian, 7th round draft pick, had a 43-yard punt, returned 72 yards by Chris Carr on the first series of the ball game. Now Doug Gabriel is back to return this one if the opportunity presents itself, and it will not. This one is going to be downed inside the 20. And let's check in with Greg Bailey. Greg?
All right, Vern, fullback Leonard Weaver officially listed as doubtful for his return tonight. They're calling it a left ankle sprain. They've taken him inside. They want to take a couple of x-rays just to make sure. Weaver's injury tonight, the precise reason that Grant Wistrom is wearing street clothes on the bench tonight. They do not want any more starters or contributors hurt in this final preseason game.
Remember, that's what we talked about a moment ago. You hope you can get to the regular season opener with no injuries in this last game. 7-7 ball game. The handoff right side as Andrew Walter is in at quarterback, number 16. And we expect to see quite a bit of Andrew Walter tonight. 3rd round draft pick a year ago out of Arizona State.
And I really like Darryl Tapp. Watch him come down the line of scrimmage. This guy plays with a tremendous motor, and he's able to get Vargas before he can get going in the backfield just because of that motor. He plays like that all the time. He's a lot like Chuck Darby, only a lot younger.
Justin Fargas is the running back, number 25. Draw play, Fargas, Bryce Fisher.
Now, Bryce was in there so fast that time, he looked like he was lined up in the defensive tackle spot, but he came from the defensive end spot, just knifed through there on an inside charge, a little stunt they had up front, and again, he gets Vargas for a loss. So 2 plays for Vargas, 2 losses, and the Raiders find themselves with a 3rd and 16.
Draw play, Fargas, right side. Kelly Jennings, number 21, number 1 draft pick, makes the tackle. It'll be 4th down, and the Raiders will punt.
Looks like on 3rd and long, both teams are electing to run the football on 3rd and long. The Seahawks picked up a 1st down on a 3rd and 23 on a draw play, and they also had another big play to Weeks on a 3rd down. So they, both teams not taking any chances on 3rd and long with these quarterbacks. They're running the football.
Shane Leckler, Texas A&M. Career average in excess of 45 yards. And here's his punt. Jimmy Williams. Oh, boy. What a beauty. But he may have outkicked his coverage. And there's a flag down on the far side of the field. Stuart Schweigert is down to make the tackle. Let's see if this doesn't go against Seattle.
Yeah, it looked like Kelly Herndon or Marcus Trufant over there on that right side with the Raider gunner running down the field. Might get caught for holding, but it looks like Trufant's jersey's the one that's off, so maybe he got held as he was trying to void off the defender.
They're in the return. Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Number 40 of the kicking team. A 15-yard penalty and a 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like Marcus Trufant got undressed on that play as he's trying to put his clothes on as he's running off the field.
And so Seattle gets it out of the 45-yard line. And Seneca Wallace brings him up. Maurice Mann is in. And a wide out. He's top of the screen. DJ Hackett is at the bottom. Marcus Weeks is the tailback. Wallace with the play fake. Steps up, comes left side. One hopper. He was feeling some heat.
Well, he had Peter Warrick that time on the crossing route. He just underthrew the football, like you said, because of that heat. And he's got to know how to step up and still deliver that football on the money. We talk about Maurice Mann in the game right now. He's one of those young receivers we talked about in the open of the show that has a chance to make this team because of injuries at that wide receiver spot. So it's imperative for him to have a good game tonight.
I really think if there's a theme to this evening, it's watch these young kids and see who's going to add to the depth of this roster. And here's Wallace back being chased. Oh, boy. Caught.
That's Maurice Mann. Great job of coming back for that football, going down to get it. And good job by Seneca Wallace of avoiding a rush. Somebody just kind of whipped at the line of scrimmage.
This is the end of the 1st quarter.
That's a gain of 12.
And it's important that young receivers, as they watch this, come back to the football and they see their quarterback scrambling. And that's exactly what Maurice Mann does on this play.
7-7 at Quest Field as we get started with the 2nd quarter. Yes, we do, if the mouth will work. Vern Lundquist and Warren Moon. Greg Bailey alongside. And a 1st down, 10, Seattle. 7-7 ball game. A punt return for the Raiders and a 5-yard touchdown run for Sean Alexander to even things up. Time called Seattle.
That's 2 timeouts already used by the Seahawks because of a little mix-up on the line of scrimmage, one by Matt Hasselbeck and here by Seneca Wallace.
Well, Lofa Tupu getting a rest. Right now, pretty good defensive outing thus far.
And I think it was good for that defense to have a good series like that because of all the injuries to that defense. They haven't had a chance to really be on the field all together. Even Grant Wistrom, tonight is missing from this ball game. But I think all in all, most of the regulars that are going to be playing this year with the absence of Marcus Tubbs are out there. So they want to get that timing down and learn their calls and that communication, the things that just don't come overnight. Sometimes you have to get out there in the game, even though you've played with each other, and really make those things happen and execute.
On offense again, here is Ups. Flag thrown by Winter. Never good for the offense when the referee's the guy who's tossing yellow.
That usually means holding, doesn't it?
In my experience. So we've had a number of flags in the early going here. 7-7 game, as we said. Here's Ron Winter with the explanation.
Holding. Offense number 89. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Matt Murphy, tight end, who's given an opportunity now of making this squad. That, of course, one of the troublesome spots with Jeremy Stevens out probably for 6 weeks with the knee, and Atula Mealy with the injury last week. Mealy should be back, but boy, depth at the tight end spot. There's Will Heller, known as a blocker primarily.
It'd be good to get one of those guys back, and hopefully both of them back early in the season. They're definitely needed in what Mike likes to do offensively with 2 tight end sets.
After the penalty, it's first down. And the handoff goes to David. No, it's Marcus Weeks. David Kurtman was providing the blocking help, and the tackle is made by Rashad Moore, number 97, the former Seahawk, who did not play in the NFL last year and signed as a free agent with the Raiders this summer. There's Rashad Moore out of Tennessee.
Seneca's getting a chance to play with the first-team offensive line, minus Robbie Tobeck because of the injury and Walter Jones because of whatever you want to call it.
Wallace, screen pass. Whoa! Incomplete. Derek Gibson, number 36, got in there to mess things up.
Yeah, Derek Gibson did a good job of reading the screen, got over there and got underneath Weeks before the play could get called. Gibson's a guy they really want to play well back there. He's had a lot of injuries the last couple of years. Didn't play at all 2 years ago and missed another 5 or 6 games last year. So they're glad to have him back in the lineup.
3rd and 18. Split backs behind Seneca Wallace. 5-man rush. Wallace dances left. Oh, what a nifty run. How about that? You see, Matt Hasselbeck's not the only one.
And that's what Seneca Wallace can do. He brings that to the table. He's not getting a lot of blocking up front from his offensive tackles. He's having to step up just about every play. That time he just shows individual athleticism as he gets out of the pocket, gets away from the rush by Johnstone. And then right here, he just makes moves on his own, breaks that tackle and gets up that left sideline, gets enough for the first down, and does a wise thing, gets out of bounds, but doesn't take the contact. So this is what Seneca Wallace can bring, that extra dimension.
You know, it's funny, Warren. I can still remember his senior year at Iowa State. Watching one night, they were on Espen, and he made a run that he covered the entire width of the field. I thought, he's going to win the Heisman. Here's the pass deep in the end zone. And incomplete, intended for Warwick. Seneca Wallace.
Well, you know, he was the Heisman Trophy candidate for a lot of that season. Then he had, I think, one bad game in there, and that's all it really takes. That Heisman race, have one bad game, and it kind of drops you out of it. But one of the more exciting players in college football that year. He could do so many different things. He ran the option well, threw the football well, improvised whenever he had to, and showed great leadership on the field.
And it's been well documented here in Seattle that Mike Holmgren would love to take advantage of the ways he can contribute in so many other positions, but he's his best backup quarterback.
Right. And you just don't want to take that chance because you know you have David Green as your 3rd guy right now, and David is just not ready to go out there and lead your football team yet. So he just can't take that chance of using Seneca and some of those gifts that he has, because if he gets hurt, now all of a sudden you're down to David Green.
We do expect to see David Green tonight in something other than 3rd and 11 from the 2-yard line.
You know, Davis is going to be a good quarterback in this league. It's just going to take some time, like it always does. It's a development process, and he's going through that development right now.
Wallace only 2 of 7 so far. Here's the draw play as they position themselves for the field goal. And it will be 4th down from the 25. David Kirkman runs into Lance Johnstone, number 51. So Plaquemire, the holder. Darsh will snap it, and Josh Brown will kick it from 43.
This is another area the Seahawks really have to make sure they get down pat before the season starts. A new holder, Ryan Plaquemire, for Josh Brown this year. And they've had a couple of problems this preseason, but you want to get this part of your game. That looked pretty good right there.
Yeah, it did. I'm thinking back, Ben Agajanian, who was one of the great kickers years ago in the NFL. He used to be the special teams coach for the Cowboys. He'd say, excellent snap, excellent hold, excellent kick.
That's what you want.
It's a good combination.
When it comes to being a better football fan,
yard run of his own, 22 actually. See the new name on the NFL football now, Roger Goodell.
Yes.
New commissioner.
Very happy for Roger. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time and done a great job for the NFL in a lot of different areas. Started as an intern at the NFL offices. That shows that you can move up the ladder.
And you know what? I'm now being told that my eyesight is failing. Here's Gabriel. That they don't use the Goodell footballs until next week, but that one said tentatively.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, you reach a certain age and the eyes just, to say nothing of the memory. Scobie with a return. 1st down, Seattle.
People ask me, do I see things flash before my eyes during a crash? I tell them, it's pretty much blurred streaks of metal, asphalt, grass, rubber, smoke. Oh, and those guys in fireproof suits. NASCAR 2007, rated E for everyone, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Wanted individuals to watch NFL preseason must be willing to grow horns.
See NFL preseason games only on NFL Network. Football 24/7.
Interest in fantasy football a plus. Body and face paint optional.
This Thanksgiving, the games begin on NFL Network.
Welcome back to the beautiful city of Seattle. Seahawks football brought to you by Snoqualmie Entertainment, coming in the fall of 2007. Andrew Walter in at quarterback for the Raiders now, the second-year man. Justin Vargas is the deep man, the tailback. That's Madsen, number 10. And the handoff, Vargas on the sweep. Nothing there, but the tackle is missed. Nico Kudavides had him, missed him. Darryl Tapp finally completes the job. They do like this Darryl Tapp.
They do, and he is always around the football for some reason because of the way he plays. He just plays with high energy, and that time Nico Kudavides had a chance to make that tackle for a loss, but a good job of breaking the tackle by Vargas and getting some positive yards on the play.
Impressions early on?
I think the Seahawks started out slow, of course, especially with the big punt return, but they've kind of got back on track, and they're playing more like Seahawk football now.
Andrew Walter, right side. Madsen slipped right through his hands. And it'll be 3rd down. Kevin Bentley, number 57. He's an example of the depth this Seahawk team has at linebacker. Remember a couple of years ago, we kept talking about who's going to be the middle linebacker. Now Tutupu's a solid one there. Look at D.D. Lewis was a starter. Kazavinsky fighting for a spot. They really are deep at that linebacker.
Very deep at that spot, and a lot of those guys are great special teams players now because they don't have to start. They have great energy on special teams.
Of course, that's been Kazavinsky's chief contribution the last couple of years. Here's Walter out of the backfield, and that's a 1st down. The tackle is missed. The catch made by Ronald Curry, number 89. And Jordan Babineau, number 27, finally got there and made the tackle. Babineau now going to the safety spot from Southern Arkansas. You know what the team name of the Southern Arkansas group is?
I don't.
I've been saving this for you till he got on the air. The Mule Riders.
The Mule Riders.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say it has something to do with sausage. Razorbacks or something like that.
Yeah, in the category. Here's the handoff on first down. Tommy Tuberville, the Auburn coach, graduated from Southern Arkansas. And Tommy Tuberville is a connoisseur of great team names. So every time I get to do an Auburn game, we chat about
who's got great team names.
Well, I know, you know. Now you're going to challenge me.
Well, that's what you guys talk about is what I'm asking.
Well, the Mule Riders, for example.
Yes.
That's
or the Salugis. Where is that?
Salukis. That's Southern
Illinois. Yeah.
My high school team is called the Maroons.
The Maroons. A color, huh?
What is a maroon? Yeah.
It's a color.
Really fierce.
Puts a lot of fear in their opponent.
Walter Curry. Incomplete. Ronald Curry, remember him as a great basketball player?
Great basketball player and great quarterback.
Yes.
Was like the USA Today Offensive Player of the Year in football in high school and in basketball. Went to the University of North Carolina and then tore his Achilles, I think it was. And was never really the same player, but the Raiders drafted him because of his potential and made him a wide receiver, and he's been really good for them the last few years.
Third down. Stunts. D.D. Lewis on the blitz. They got him from the backside. Chuck Darby.
Uncle Chuck is what they call him.
Tell you, this defensive effort has been impressive.
They have really picked up their defensive pass rush since those first couple of series. Watch Darryl Tapp push his man right back into the quarterback. Walters trying to avoid Tapp, and he turns around, and there's Uncle Chuck right there for the sack. And boy, does he lay one on Andrew Walter that time.
And so the punt, Shane Leckler. Jimmy Williams has been back to return each of the previous two. Here's Leckler. This one's shorter than the previous efforts, and Jimmy Williams. Now there's a flag, and I thought the two Raiders bumped into each other.
I really thought the Seahawk player got his head in front on that block, but I guess the official, the angle he was at, saw it a little bit different. But
Jared Cooper, who's a special teams standout for this Raider team, and he gets into a little conversation.
He needs to keep that helmet on. That's a penalty in this league nowadays. Unless it's knocked off, you're supposed to keep that penalty, that helmet on your head.
And so we'll see if this one is against Seattle, and if so, if they march to the north.
There's a huge discussion going on down there.
Yeah,
they might pick this flag up. They have been known to do that.
There is no foul for blocking a bat.
There we go.
The action is deemed to be legal.
Good eyes,
Timeout.
number one.
I thought it looked good from here.
I did too. Well, Chuck Darby, Andrew Walter. Guess who won this battle?
This is when you hate to be a quarterback. Not always glamorous.
9:21 to go first half. Seahawks lead by 3.
Oh, Hoodie, monument to the durable. Fast friend, uncomplaining sucker of sweat.
Has been playing great tonight. A lot of intensity, a lot of aggressiveness, especially up front. Put a lot of pressure on these Raider quarterbacks.
Weeks. Pass is caught by Heller, the tight end. Gain of 5 to the 45. This defensive unit, Andrew Walter. Here's Bryce Fisher on one play. And there, the memorable hit by Darby. Wallace. First down at the 35. DJ Hackett makes the catch.
Seneca Wallace, when you give this guy time, he knows where to go with the football, and he knows how to deliver it. He just hasn't had a lot of time, a lot of the times he's played in the preseason, because a lot of times he's in there with younger offensive linemen, and they've played a couple of 3-4 defensive teams that gave them some problems since they don't game plan, but he knows exactly where to go with it and how to make the throws.
A little motion, and we get 3 flags this time.
Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
And that's on Chris Spencer. That's the second call on Spencer tonight.
Chris started out this game playing center. Now he's playing right guard. And
right.
Probably thought he had the ball underneath him and he could go first.
Pat Ross, the free agent, has moved in at center. And here's the pass from Wallace to DJ Hackett to the 35-yard line.
You know, it's good to see DJ back out on the field because he's a guy that has a lot of ability. He's made some big plays for the Seahawks last year. He's always had some hamstring problems. So he was having a great camp, and then all of a sudden he hurt his hamstring on the last play of a practice in a red zone period, and he's been out, for the last 3 weeks. But it's good to see him back on the field. He's another one of those guys that they're counting on to be on this roster.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 9 now from the 35-yard line. Here's Wallace pump. Pulls it back, finds Heller, the tight end, and gets another 5 yards. That'll set up 3rd and 6 as Robert Thomas, number 58, makes the tackle. Will Heller walked on to Georgia Tech, earned a full scholarship. Free agent at Tampa Bay, played in the league, and has his degree in engineering from a fine school at Georgia Tech. So he's well positioned whenever this ends for him, but it's not going to end this year, I don't think.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like he's going to make this team, and I thought he would have made it even if the 2 tight ends were healthy, Jeremy Stevens and also Tulamili, just because they'd probably carry 3 tight ends. But he's definitely going to be on the team now because of all the injuries as the Seahawks burn their 3rd timeout of the half.
Yep. Something Wallace didn't like, so Seattle uses its 3rd with 7:06 to go before the break. 10-7 Seattle. They've got a 3rd down at the 31-yard line.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It is your real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-927-6091. That's 1-800-927-6091. Call now.
Hey, did you hear? Your favorite NFL highlights show has moved to Monday. But NFL Game Day's got you covered. After the Sunday night game, flip over to NFL Network. Join Rich, Mooch, and Dion for the best NFL highlights show on TV. Watch NFL Game Day on NFL Network.
Beautiful night in Seattle. Seahawks football presented by Washington's Lottery. It's good to play. 7:06 to go, first half, 3rd and 5 for the Seahawks. They lead at 10-7. The Name the Hawk contest coming to a close. I don't think your suggestion 2 weeks ago is going to win.
I don't think that's going to fly.
No, I don't know.
Too simple.
Ends tonight. Name the Hawk. 3rd down. Wallace steps up. He'll have to run. Can't get very far. Lance Johnstone, number 51. Spent 5 years with Oakland, then went to Minnesota, now signed as a free agent back with the Raiders. And that's going to bring on Josh Brown for the 2nd field goal attempt. So we'll see now if Jean-Philippe Darche snaps it back excellently. If Plaquemire holds it excellently. And if Josh Brown kicks it the same way.
We're looking at 51 yards on this attempt. Well within his range.
Sure is. Got it. 5 of 8 a year ago from 50 and beyond. That one looked easy.
Well, Mike doesn't hesitate to let him have those 50-yard attempts and over. He tried one, I think his long last year was 54 yards, so he's definitely got that type of leg. And Mike gives him the opportunities to do it.
Josh Brown 2 for 2. 43 and 51. That was a beautiful kick.
Almost right down the middle. Great added weapon to have in your arsenal. A long field goal kicker, especially outdoors.
So Brown's 51-yarder makes it a 13-7 Seattle lead with 6:34 to go. And the Seahawks have dominated in this ball game. The 7 points by Oakland came on the 72-yard punt return, opening punt of the ball game.
I'm still waiting for that one guy maybe to jump out and have that great effort that's going to make this football team and really, catch everybody's eyes in that film room come tomorrow morning and try and make this team. I just haven't seen that yet.
Rod Smart is one of the deep guys. You look at Will Heller. Rod Smart and Rashard Lee are the 2 deep men for the Raiders. Sharp, number 39. Second leading rusher in the one season of the XFL.
XFL. But it was a He Hate Me?
Yeah, He Hate Me.
Was that his name?
Rod Smart, He Hate Me.
He got really popular off that name. I don't know where he got that from.
I still don't understand it, no.
Whatever works,
Here comes He Hate Me. And he's down at the 23-yard line. Tackle made by Jimmy Dixon. Rod Smart played at Western Kentucky. And 555 yards for the Las Vegas Outlaws of the much lamented XFL. The Seahawks have a limited number of private suites remaining for the 2006 season. With astonishing views of the field from all locations, a suite at Quest Field, the ultimate setting to experience the best action in the NFL. For more information, contact the suite sales office at 888-NFL-HAWK. 1st and 10, Oakland, 13-7, Seahawks. Vargas getting extensive playing time here in the first half. And that one's a productive run at 5 yards into the hands of Nico Kudavides.
Justin Vargas was one of the great high school tailbacks in the Southern California area coming out of high school. Went to the University of Michigan out of high school. Tore his knee up there and then transferred back to the University of Southern California. He was never really the same back as he was coming out of high school, but he's still good enough to make it in the National Football League as he's been with the Raiders a few years.
Now you can see averaging just under 4 yards in the preseason. Gets the handoff and tries to come to the left. Good penetration. There's a tackle made at the 23-yard line by Michael Bullwith, number 28.
This defense is really swarming to the football, really making it difficult for these Raider runners to find a hole to run to because of the penetration, first of all, by the defensive front, and then the quickness of the linebackers and also the way the secondary is forced. And so they're doing a great job of getting 11 people to the football, which is what you want from your defense.
Raiders with 13 yards on the ground. 1-3. 5:07 to go, first half. 3rd and 5, Raider timeout. Andrew Walter signals a stoppage and heads over to talk with Art Shell.
It looked like there was something he didn't see right on the line of scrimmage when he got up there. Maybe the play was called incorrectly or someone was lined up in the wrong place, but he took the timeout. They're down to their last timeout with 5 minutes left in the first half.
Now you see Marcus Tuiasosopo. We do expect to see him tonight fighting for a spot on this Oakland roster, so popular here in the Seattle area.
One of the great Husky quarterbacks in the history of the University of Washington. Pac-10, I think, Player of the Year in 2000, Rose Bowl MVP. Just a great, great player for the Huskies.
Yeah, really, really battling for a spot now. We do expect to see him some in this ball game. And then, of course, to the shock of many of us, they signed Jeff George this week.
Wow.
He's in uniform on the far side. Third down blitz. Walter in trouble. Bobbles it. Falls on it. It'll be fourth down. Really fine effort defensively.
And again, Walter has to bail out of that pocket. He almost dropped the ball the first time he did that when he was sacked. This time he did drop the ball when he came out of the pocket, but he was able to fall on it and recover the fumble. But again, that Seahawks pass rush has just been relentless the last couple of series. And watch Tapp on the ground as he tries to crawl to make that sack.
Jimmy Williams has provided a spark at the punt return spot tonight. 3 for a 15.3 average. He's back there to return the fourth, and this one for Leckler is a very poor punt.
And it takes a poor bounce.
Yes. My goodness. That's the unexpected from a guy who is averaging better than 45 yards per punt in his career.
Yeah, he's been one of the better punters in this league for as long as he's been in this league, and that's very uncommon for him to have a punt like that.
30 yards.
But that's the way it's going for the Raiders right now. They're not doing much offensively. The Seahawks are able to move the ball down the field with their offense, and now they get the bad punt by Leckler.
See the numbers for Wallace, 6 of 11 for 41 yards. He also had that 21-yard rush on a 3rd and 18.
Seahawks quarterbacks might be the leading rushers tonight.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Now Hasselbeck with 25.
Right.
Oh, boy. The bragging in the locker room will be unstoppable. Here's Weeks. He's had a good night. Marcus Weeks, who's trying to grab a spot. Free agent from Virginia, signed a year ago. And Kevin Huntley, number 94, beg your pardon. Robert Thomas, 58. There's Marcus Weeks. Well, look at this. 2 quarterbacks, 46 yards. Running backs, 12 for 60. Oh, bragging rights go to the guys.
Definitely yards per carry.
Yeah.
They're killing them.
This is a pre-snap stoppage, I think. This may be a clock issue. I'm not sure.
I think there was a timeout called by the Raiders.
Oh, was there? Okay.
And that's their last timeout.
Indeed.
So both of these teams without timeouts with 3:47 left in the first half. So if they get into a 2-minute situation, they basically have no way to stop the clock besides out of bounds and incomplete passes.
Well, Darrell Alexander, it is hoped will be back. Darrell Jackson, what am I thinking? Next week. What do you think that's optimistic, or?
Knowing Darrell Jackson, when those lights come on for real, I think he'll be there. Darrell doesn't like to miss games. He doesn't like to not have his balls thrown his way that he feels should be thrown his way, and I think he will be there when the season starts.
These are the guys who are battling for spots. And here's Wallace to Maurice Mann. He's one of that group on the second page. And there's Darrell Jackson. I know Matt Hasselbeck told us last week that he agrees with you. He thinks when the spotlight shines, he'll be on the field.
Well, Darrell's a big-time player, and he's used to being out there on the field. He knows this team relies on him. I know there's some other business things going on with Darrell in his mind right now, but I think, like I said, when the season starts, he's going to be out there ready to play.
First down, Wallace going deep for Hackett. Adjustment, flag. Sanford route, number 26. And that'll be a penalty. Oakland, first down, Seattle, inside the 15-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. Penalized at the spot of the foul and a first down.
The Raiders play a lot of bump and run coverage, so they're going to get a lot of these calls throughout the season because they have big physical corners, and sometimes when you're too physical, you make too much contact down the field, as Rouse did that time, and he gets the flag thrown.
That is the second pass interference call of a significant nature that we've seen tonight. Now Weeks and Kurtman in the backfield. This is Weeks coming in motion near side. Play action with the fake draw. Wallace being chased into the end zone. Got a man open. Touchdown. DJ Hackett. Nice job knowing exactly where he was. That's the first touchdown pass
by a Seahawks quarterback this preseason. But DJ Hackett does a great job of opening himself up in the back of the end zone as he sees his quarterback in trouble. They run the scramble drill to perfection. Seneca puts the ball high into the back of the end zone, and great job by DJ Hackett of making sure he gets 2 feet down in the end zone for the touchdown.
Brown for the extra point. 12-yard touchdown toss. Extra point is up and good. And the Seahawks have scored 20 unanswered. Hackett seeing his first action of the summer. Catches the first touchdown pass in preseason. It came from Seneca Wallace.
And that's what kind of big playability that DJ Hackett gives you because of his size. He's about 6'2", and he's a great basketball player in high school, so he uses that basketball ability to go up in the air. He has great body control because of basketball, and he goes up and makes that catch and gets his feet down for the touchdown. And shows you a little bit of shimmy dance, too.
Yeah. Another look.
Kind of reminds you of Joe Montana in the end zone to Dwight Clark. Same offense, different players. Seneca Wallace getting the first touchdown pass of the preseason by a Seahawk quarterback. Happy young man right there.
Yes, indeed. Time to look at the scrapbook. Wallace, 20-7. As Seneca Wallace getting extensive playing time, and as he told us yesterday, this is really it for him.
This is really his, not his season, but this is the work that he gets for the season. Right. He has to kind of go off of the season, off of what he does over these 4 games. So he doesn't know when he's going to get on the field again. You hope nothing happens to Matt Hasselbeck where he has to play, and you hope they have enough blowout games where he gets a chance to get out there on the field and play some during the regular season.
Well, he hate me. Almost brought the wrath of the Raider Nation down upon himself. He almost kicked that out of the end zone.
Oh, he would have been hated by Art Schill if he tried to take that one out.
Fans, don't miss out in the future. Join the Blue Pride season ticket waiting list. Secure the opportunity to buy Seahawks season tickets when they become available. A $100 sign-up deposit and annual $25 per seat fee are necessary to maintain priority. All money collected will be credited toward your first year's season tickets. Visit Seahawks.com or call 888-NFL-HAWK. Walter wants a bunch, goes into double coverage, and it was almost picked off by Kelly Jennings, number 21.
Got a chance to talk to Kelly Jennings yesterday. What an intelligent young man he is out of the University of Miami. Has 2 degrees already, a degree in business, a degree in finance, and he really has a good strategy on how he prepares for ball games, and very studious player. I think he's going to be a good player for this football team for a long time.
First-round draft pick this year, and in the battle with Kelly Herndon for the starting spot. Draw play on second down. It'll be 3rd and 8. Vargas runs into D.D. Lewis, number 54.
You can tell Kelly Jennings is from the University of Miami. Tremendous confidence.
Wow. How about...
And most players out of that school have a lot of confidence because there's so many great players they play with all the time. But his is more of a quiet confidence, not a flamboyant confidence that you see some of those players out of the University of Miami show.
Listed at 5'11", 178. Warren asked him about going up against Randy Moss.
He didn't back down.
No, not at all.
He's a great receiver, but I'm gonna be out there and I'm gonna give him what I got.
Here's almost picked off. Well behind the intended receiver, and it might have been tipped. Kevin Bentley, number 57. John Paul Foshi was the closest man to it. 2:19 to go before halftime, and Jimmy Williams back to return the punt again. The last one, you'll recall, from Leckler went only 30 yards.
Andrew Walter has really struggled in his short time he's been in. Some of that having to do with the Seahawks defense being very, very aggressive, but he's kind of been off target with some of his passes as well.
Well, there's another below average punt for Leckler, but this one takes a positive hop if you're a Raider, and Jimmy Williams wisely got out of the way. So Seneca Wallace and the Seahawks come back on the field with 2:05 to go before the break. Wallace has hit his last 6 passes. The last one, of course, 12 yards for the touchdown.
He did very well in college and has done well as a pro quarterback. But he's able to make all the throws. Again, he rolls out of the pocket, buys himself some time, but his eyes always down the field, and he sees DJ Hackett in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. So Seneca Wallace really using his legs tonight a lot to make big plays.
Seahawks lead at 20-7. They have scored 20 unanswered. Marcus Weeks. Kurtman doesn't get much of a block, and then a flag flies from the referee, Ron Winter.
And what does that usually mean when it comes from the referee?
Holding.
Let's see if that holds true.
Okay.
They might decline this penalty.
Holding. Offense number 75. A 10-yard penalty. The penalty is declined. Makes a second down. This is a 2-minute warning.
That's a lot to remember. 1:57 to go, first half.
He's one of the main guys that makes those decisions, but he's very good at what he does, and he's really done a great job of turning this personnel around since he's been here, and he's done great jobs wherever he's been, whether it's Atlanta or Tampa. Highly respected in the National Football League.
Of course, the next cut will be to 53, and that has to be accomplished by Saturday at 3 o'clock. Here's Weeks going right. It was so much fun to talk to Tim yesterday, because for as long as I can remember, hanging around the National Football League for almost 40 years, the person who is designated to go knock on the player's door and say the coach would like to see you and bring your playbook is called the Turk. Right. Forever.
Exactly.
Tim Ruskell said he was the Turk for Ray Perkins at Tampa Bay, and Perkins insisted that he go knock on players' doors at 4 in the morning.
Make sure they're there, right?
Yeah. There was never, well, there usually was never any doubt that the player was going to be in the room.
And how would you like to get woke up at 4 in the morning and told you're terminated?
Yeah, bring your playbook.
Yes, that's not a good waking up, you know.
Rashad Moore makes the tackle on Marcus Weeks. 1:03 to go.
You'd be surprised at how many guys won't answer that door when it comes to cut time. Well, they don't want anybody knocking on their door because they don't want any bad news. And I've seen guys not want to come out of their room and not want to give up that playbook.
Well, the roster cut was to 75 last Tuesday. After this game, they've got to cut down to 53, and then the practice squad of 8 will be established. One change in the practice squad rules this year: you can sign a third-year player. And here's Plackemeyer with the punt. It's not very effective. And the catch is made by Chris Carr.
Yeah, I think as long as that player hasn't had over 9 games in the league, you can sign a third-year player. So now you're getting a player with a lot more experience because he's been a part of your program for a few years, even though he hasn't played in a lot of regular season games. But you're just that much further ahead with that player if you did have to play him, because he does know the system.
Well, from everything we've heard from Tim Ruskell and Mike Holmgren, the relationship between the two men is just really terrific.
There's no foul on the play. The action in question is deemed to be legal.
And Tim Ruskell said they will have another meeting, but for the most part, the decisions have been made. But like you said, you keep looking for somebody to rise up in this this count.
And the problem they have is they have some guys that are injured that they're going to have to carry along until they get healthy, like Marcus Tubbs, that you know is going to be back, or like Jeremy Stevens. So you carry those guys on the 53-man roster, so now you have to compensate and maybe make the numbers a little bit different in some of those positions because you're carrying some guys that are hurt.
Raiders decide to take a knee, and that will end the first half. How about this Seattle defense? Oakland ran 21 plays and garnered 12 yards.
Well, that's what they wanted to see tonight. They wanted to see that defense play together and play the way they played last year with that reckless abandon that you saw them flying around to the football. And I think you're seeing that tonight. That's a good sign going into the regular season.
Seahawks scored 20 unanswered. And they take a 20-7 lead into the halftime locker room. Halftime in Seattle. Seahawks by 13.
Network comes to Oakland.
20-7 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Seahawks with the lead here. And just a moment ago, George Atkinson talked with Raiders head coach Art Shell.
Coach, the team seems to be playing a little bit lethargic. What did you say to him in halftime?
I told him I don't know this team. It's not the team that I've been knowing for the last few weeks and then all throughout training camp. We're not playing good football at all in any aspect of our football team. It's embarrassing, and as the old saying goes, if you're afraid, then don't come out of the locker room. Right now, we're not playing good football. We're not playing the football we've been playing the last few weeks, and we got to do better.
Okay, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck for the rest of the season. Back to you guys.
All right, well, I mean, you got to love that by Art Shell. He's not missing any words. He's not going to tolerate that. And Plunk, I know, you know Art Shell better than Artie and I, but that doesn't surprise you, does it?
Oh, not at all. You know, and he's got to do something, say something at halftime to inspire his team, his players. You know, and right now he was, trying to hit him with the pride aspect. Go out there, play better football. You're more capable of playing much better football than you're doing. Go out there, look into yourself. Don't look at the guy next to you, and go play better, smarter, harder football.
Well, he's got to be consistent, Grant, with what he's done all camp.
Yeah.
That's be very stern and demanding.
That's well said. Smart at the goal line. Only 10 yards of total offense for the Raiders in the first half, and a big hit right there, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. And Andrew Walter back on to start the third quarter for the Raiders.
And if you're any head coach in the NFL and you get 10 yards and a half, you've got to be quite upset with your offensive, performance, output. And as I said, you don't look, at other people. You look into yourself, see what did I do wrong, what can I do better to make this team, play better, score points, and stop them on defense.
Conversely, 185 yards of total offense for Seattle. -3 passing yards for the Raiders in the first half. And Andrew Walter looking to get that total up a little bit. Jerry Porter, and a nice job by Porter. He gets close to the first down. Going to be just shy, but a good start here in the second half for the Oakland Raiders.
And I thought that was a good smart play by Tom Walsh up there, calling an easy pass play for Andrew Walter to connect on. There's just a hitch pass to Jerry Porter. He's big, strong. He breaks one tackle, moves forward, almost picks up a first down. But you got to get some confidence back into Andrew Walter. Let him know that they believe in him. You just got to go out there and play your game.
Andrew Walter, a little problem with the clock, and so he'll bring him back and huddle him up again. Just underway here in the third quarter.
Most of the Raiders' second-team offense in the game. Foshi at fullback. Morant out here as a wide receiver at the bottom.
Shard Lee at the running back position. Lines up behind Foshi. Jerry Porter, top of your screen on a second down and 1. Here's Lee. And he has the first down just across the 30, and they'll move the chains. So only the third first down for the Raiders, but exactly what Art Shell was saying. You can't do anything about the first half. Let's come out and do something about this half.
And that's what they're starting to do. And they have to believe in themselves. They got to go out there, perform. They get paid to do a job. They got to go out there and do it better. It's only 20
to 7.
20 to 7 after that kickoff return by Carr. Easily within reach. Get back in the ball game.
Walter looks, Johnny Morant, and Morant, gain of 8 on the play. So good first down yardage here to start the third quarter. Obviously makes the offense so much easier to run.
It does, but you got to understand they're playing off a little bit. Same pass play on the other side this time to Johnny Moran, just a hitch. Get rid of the ball quickly, give some confidence back to Andrew Walter. But initially, they're going to start taking that away. They're going to come double zone. They're going to play man-to-man. So you got to put the ball down a little bit farther down the field.
And the Raiders are in maximum protection on most of those, with the tight end staying in and one of the backs.
Lee, first down, and he's to the 45-yard line. So the Raiders once again move the chains, back-to-back first downs. Clock moving with under 13 minutes left here in the third quarter.
And Grant, they're not so far behind that all they have to do is pass. They can still run the football. 2 touchdowns and they're right back in the game. They even take the lead possibly.
And you want to win, but you also want to come out of the game feeling good about yourself, you know. And if you take the ball, you jam it down the Seahawks' throats here in the second half, even if you end up losing the game, you'll feel good about coming back from some adversity in the first half.
And Lee runs into a host of Seahawks. Gain of 1 on the play.
Good swarm again, Grant and Jim, by the Seahawk defense. Again, I'm very impressed tonight with these guys in the dark green or whatever color jerseys they have. They are doing an excellent job of running around. They're aggressive with the blitz. They're aggressive against the run when they're playing zone, but they all run very well to the football.
Yeah, and you got to remember this team was in the Super Bowl a year ago. They're a very good football team on both sides of the ball, just not just offensively.
Second down and 9. 20-7. Seahawks. Foshee moves to the right laterally. Flag down. Near side Lee. Another flag down. And a gain of 1 on the play. Seahawks read that, but again, 2 different penalties on this play.
Looks like a hold against the Raiders and illegal motion against the Raiders. A little bit of movement in the offensive line when the ball was snapped, or prior to the ball being snapped.
Ron Winter, the referee.
2 fouls on the play. Illegal shift. 2 men moving, did not reset prior to the snap. That penalty is declined. Holding. Offense number 74. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Am I in mid-season form or what? Huh?
Yeah, you know what?
Call them both.
Which is too bad because this is your last broadcast.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
We are done, right? Goes to the national network after this.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a highlight film for me then.
There you go. Oh, boy. All right, it is going to be second down and long with the football just across the 35-yard line. Lee to the outside. And he's tackled at the 40-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle, Kelly Jennings, again, their first-round draft pick out of Miami. Third down and long for the Raiders.
The future of this franchise, the Seahawks franchise, changed a couple years ago when Mike Holmgren gave up some of the administrative duties that he was performing as quoted general manager and focused more on the coaching of this football team. And since he's done that, they've won 2 division titles and they've gotten to 1 Super Bowl. Mike Holmgren is one heck of a coach.
Walter, and he throws it around the feet of Lee, and that's legal, obviously, because Lee was about a yard from the football, but obviously Walter feeling the pressure and got rid of it.
Well, they were going for a screen to, I think, Rod Smart, I believe. Couldn't see who it was, but they were trying to run a screen to the right. Seahawks read it extremely well. There was nowhere to go with the football, so he just downed it.
Shane Leckler. Back deep is Justin Surrency. This is a very good kick by Leckler. Surrency at the 11. And tackled inside the 10. Good special teams play. Ryan Riddle, or rather, Ryan Riddle gets down there and makes the tackle for the Oakland Raiders. It's 20-7 Seattle here on the Oakland Raiders television network.
People ask me, do I see things flash before my eyes during a crash? I tell them, it's pretty much blurred streaks of metal, asphalt, grass, rubber, smoke. Oh, and those guys in fireproof suits. NASCAR 2007, rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Where you at? Where you at, 85? Ocho been all around this great big world to see you do what they say you do. Where you at? I can't see you. Where you at, 85?
It's an NFL world, and we're living in it. Well, they started the game with a fury. Chris Carr, a 72-yard punt return after a 3-and-out by Seattle. But since then, the Seahawks have scored 20 unanswered. New quarterback David Green out of Georgia. And he gives the handoff. David Green, last year, the third quarterback for Seattle. Great career at Georgia. He started 52 consecutive games, which is an NCAA record. 42 wins in his career at Georgia. And he is in his first season. David Green, 6'3", 226 pounds. Bad field position for him on this drive. And the football is at the 12-yard line. Marquise Weeks still the running back. And the left-hander throws near side, and it is caught by Hackett. And Hackett short of the first down, and it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Stanford route that time, playing left corner, comes up, makes the tackle, taking over for Fabian Washington. Again, we're going to get a look here in the second half at some of the younger players on the defense. A lot of these players are, quote, still on the proverbial bubble, which means they haven't been decided yet. Their future has yet to be decided. And playing good today will help some of these players make this team. Route was a second-round draft choice a year ago from Houston.
3rd down and 2. Near side, caught, first down, complete to Maurice Mann. Stanford route over there on the coverage, but first down for Seattle with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left, third quarter.
Could tackle that time again. You can see the ball delivered. And route, speedy guy like a Fabian Washington, accelerates to the football, makes a sure open field tackle.
You got to watch out. Although they're giving David Green some easy passes to throw, eventually they're going to run it out and up.
Looks like Green's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And across the 25 to the 26-yard line goes Marquise Weeks.
Raiders moved around that time, faked the blitz. Danny Clark, number 55, one of the outside linebackers, faking a blitz, forcing Green to changing his mind at the line of scrimmage. Take a look at some of these young Raider players. Big old number 75, Washington. Donnell Washington, third-year man out of Clemson, 325 pounds, 6'6". Terdell Sands not playing this evening.
2nd down and 4. Here comes the pressure. Near side, caught, first down. That ball thrown into the hands of DJ Hackett. That's a 17-yard connection. And the Seahawks with a good drive going right here with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Hackett, the third-year receiver from Colorado, started 3 games for Seattle a year ago.
You know, in that time, the Raiders came with a blitz. The secondary was a man-to-man coverage. Gave David Green enough time to find a man open, and he hit Hackett over the middle on an in route.
And this time it's the rookie out of USC, David Kirkman. Well, we talk about the draft class of 2006 for the silver and black, and it's, boy, what a dandy they got. We start with Michael Huff.
Yeah, and you know, probably all these guys got a heck of a chance of making this football team. Obviously, your first 4 or 5 picks are going to make the team. But Huff out of Texas, Thomas Howard, a starter out of UTEP, McCliston out of Weber State, taken in the 3rd round, starting at right guard. Darnell Bing, injured tonight, not playing. 4th rounder out of USC. Kevin Booth from Cornell in the 6th round, playing extremely well. This was an excellent draft class by the Oakland Raider personnel department.
And it's complete again to Hackett from David Green. Chris Carr comes up to make the tackle just short of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd and a yard for Seattle.
Yeah, and David Green looks awfully sharp. He's been right on target on every pass he's thrown. Maybe that's why he won so many games at Georgia.
Take a look at Rob Ryan. He knows every play is important, and he's not happy tonight either. But Rob's an intense guy. He'll make the proper adjustments at halftime, and you'll see this defense play a little bit better here in the second half.
And it is a first down. They throw to the tight end, Matt Murphy. He is 6'5", 270-pounder, run out of bounds by Danny Clark. But again, another first down. As you said, Punk, David Green coming in, doing a nice job, an 8-yard gain right there.
He certainly is. He looks like he's knows exactly where to go with the football, and he delivers right on target. That was a good third down play by the Seattle Seahawks that time. Running a slant on the outside, letting the tight end go underneath, and the defender had no chance of getting any close coverage on the tight end that time.
Ball at the Raiders 40. Oh, nice job by the Raiders up front. Hawthorne got there first. He had some help as well. And a gain of yard on the play.
Hawthorne, a 6th-round pick a couple of years ago. Kind of fell in the draft a little bit, but the Raiders saw a lot of good characteristics in him, took him. Barry Alvarez, his coach at Wisconsin, said he was the best defensive lineman he has ever coached in over 25 years of college coaching, which is a very high compliment from an excellent coach.
All right, this time they fake and a rollout, and it is complete to Pete Warwick. And of course, Peter Warwick, the 7th-year veteran out of Florida State, started his NFL career with the Cincinnati Bengals. George Atkinson, take it away.
All right, guys, I'm with Lamont Jordan. And Lamont, I'm in debt to you.
Yes,
so I'm going to let you capsule.
You are. My name is not, would you call me Randy Jordan?
Yes, I did.
All right. It's an honest mistake. Human error.
Yes, I did.
I'm working on forgiving people, but it's going to take me a while to get over that.
Okay, well, let's start with this. Give us an assessment of the season so far, preseason.
I mean, right now we're 4-0. I definitely don't like how we're ending the preseason game on this note. We're playing against a team that made it to the Super Bowl, and we have to come out and play better against the Super Bowl team. But I think we made some strides as the year went on, as the preseason went on. O-line's gotten better with the run game. I think the San Fran game and the Detroit game, I think we showed what we're capable of doing. Now what we have to do, the good teams, the teams that make it to the Super Bowl, they do that for 16 weeks straight, and then they do it throughout the playoffs. So I think we did some good things in preseason, but the big test for us is September 11th against San Diego Chargers, Monday Night Football. And it's really Monday Night Football. It's going to be 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So, but I think we're going to be fine. I have a lot of confidence. The team is confident, and if I was a Raiders fan, I would be excited because I know I am.
All right, man. Thanks for that assessment, and I paid you back. Thank you. Take it back, guys.
Well, the 12th play of this drive so far, and there's a penalty marker down. If it was 4th down.
That's a good call by Mike Holmgren. Why not try it? Why not take a look at your 4th down offense? I mean, that's what the preseason's all about. I think that's a good call by obviously a very good coach.
There is no foul for illegal contact, but the play results in a first down.
That's the 3rd time tonight we've seen the officials pick up their flag. And Mike Holmgren looks at his chart. And again, a long drive in the works right now with 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter for Seattle. And David Green with a nice job, and he found Maurice Mann.
These long drives are tiring, obviously, for the Raider defensive line. You're rushing the passer, you're running around.
Now Green gets the backs in an eye. Weeks. Hawthorne is there. He also had some help by Huntley. Short gain on the play, maybe 2 yards. Clock moves with just over 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
And for a guy like Andrew Walter on the other side of the football, on offense for the Raiders, this drive is killing him. He wants to go in there and get more reps, more opportunity to show what he can do. And also the coaches want him to be in there, getting a little bit more game time experience so that he'll be ready to go if needed.
And I'm sure when Marcus Tuiasosopo enters the game at some point, he'll get a nice ovation. He played his collegiate football right here in Seattle for the University of Washington.
And his high school football.
Yep. To the end zone. complete. And good coverage there by the Raiders. So Poole there, he said, hey, I got pushed there, or excuse me, Starks there said I got pushed a little bit.
Well, you know, he's a veteran. He knows how to work the officials. You're going to see the ball delivered nicely by Green. Ball up in the air on our emo machine here. Takes a while to come down. Starks fighting for position. Jumps a little bit too soon. There's a little bit of contact, but you know what? It's a good call by the official.
Third down for Green and the Seahawks. 20-7 here in the third quarter. After Chris Carr early first quarter returned a punt for 72 yards. Weeks to the 1.
You know, timing is everything in football. And that call, the timing of that call was outstanding. Raiders a little bit tired, rushing the passer, the 15th play or so of this drive. Boy, that's when you want to dump a screen on him. What a nice call by Mike Holmgren and Gil Haskell, the offensive coordinator.
26 yards, makes it a 1st and goal at the 1. So Seattle already leading 20-7. They split the backs with Weeks and Kirkman. David Green on a nice drive here for the Seahawks. And a timeout by the Raiders.
Oakland.
Their first timeout. We'll be back here on the Oakland Raiders Television Network.
If your son has the dream of playing football, now you can help him succeed like never before. Introducing Backyard Drills with Bill Parcells, the most powerful inside pro football coaching video ever produced.
Hi, I'm Bill Parcells, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'll be your head coach for Backyard Drills Football DVD.
Imagine Bill Parcells and legendary players teaching you techniques taught to the pros.
Don't look at the face, follow the chest.
No matter how little you know about football, learn in just minutes how to teach your child any position.
I know how to develop a winning attitude in young men. I know that together, we can do the same with your son.
Order Backyard Drills today and try it for 30 days absolutely risk-free. All 22 positions on offense and defense, but that's not all. Order today and get 2 free bonus DVDs, sports nutrition and fitness, plus kicking and punting. All 4 DVDs over 6.5 hours. Yours to try for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Not available in stores. Makes a great gift, so call now for this limited time offer.
Dear NFL, thank you for bringing Michael Strahan to my house and school. My class was really excited when he came. I felt like the luckiest kinds of kid in the school. His hand was like that big. I had lots of fun. My favorite part was everything. Thank you, Christopher Comrie.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. You could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLrush.com.
Well, it's 20-7. Seattle has the ball 1st and goal with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Take a look at Art Shell on the right and Lorenzo Ward, one of the secondary coaches on the left there, counting the amount of players on the field. I think one of the reasons the Raiders called a timeout previous play, Grant, was there were 12 guys on the field. Art Shell not a happy coach tonight.
Marquise Weeks, David Kirkman. Weeks, touchdown. So Weeks adds on, and it's now 26-7. Seahawks with the lead.
Take a look at this touchdown now. It's a simple handoff and a little bit of a cutback. Thomas comes up the field, can't hold on. Cooper gets there too late. Little simple counter play. Straight ahead by the Seahawks. Nice, safe play. Marcus Weeks, first-year man out of Virginia, 216 pounds.
Josh Brown, and it's 27-7. And we'll be back. 2:38 left in the third here on the Oakland Raiders Television Network.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
Put your computer to work now.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
I'm making $5,000 a month.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
Log on to 30venture.com now.
Radio Melissa. Jessica Rabbit is on the air to kick it live and chat with fans. Get your call too. Text call to 40200.
Hi, Rico.
Hi.
This is Melissa Ford. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm better now.
Well, you sound really excited. I hope I'm the cause of that.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. I'm excited in many ways.
Be in the zone. Text message, call, and send to number 40200.
So don't move too far from your phone, because I'll be calling you.
You're always telling your friends about DirecTV, right? So why not get paid for it? Help us spread the word, and we'll give you $100. Your friends not only get DirecTV's top-ranking service, they can get a free DirecTV Plus DVR and a free portable DVD player. And you get a $100 credit on your DirecTV bill. Got a lot of friends? No problem. There's no limit on how many referrals you can make. Just go to directv.com/refer or call 1-866-GIVE-TO-YOU. Now that's friendship.
Brad Childress, and you're watching NFL Network.
Wanted individuals to watch NFL preseason must be willing to grow horns.
See NFL preseason games only on NFL Network. Football 24/7.
Interest in fantasy football a plus. Body and face paint optional.
Alex Flanagan here in our NFL Network studios. Saturday was final cut day around the league. The Lions cut Charles Rogers just 3 years after drafting the receiver second overall. Rogers suffered 2 broken collarbones and had a 4-game suspension during his short career. Lee Suggs is out in Cleveland. He was traded to the Jets earlier this preseason, only to fail their physical and go back to Cleveland. The Browns' leading rusher in 2004 ran for just 39 yards on 12 carries in the preseason. Texans running back Dominic Davis was placed on injured reserve Saturday. Davis has been unable to practice with a sore knee. Remember, players on injured reserve are ineligible to play this season. With Deion Branch's future in New England still in doubt, the Patriots acquired Raiders wide receiver Doug Gabriel in a trade. I'm Alex Flanagan, and you are watching NFL Now.
Josh Brown.
I thought it was funny. Smart, guess not, huh?
And he will take a knee. When we come back, the Raiders will have the football at the 20-yard line, trailing 27-7. Marcus Tuiasosopo when we return.
Start this Thanksgiving. Live NFL games. Come to NFL Network. 8 primetime games on Thursday and Saturday nights. The run to the playoffs starts this Thanksgiving. Live NFL games on NFL Network.
Dear NFL, I would like to thank you for picking me as a winner of Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Words cannot express how I felt when I found out Donovan McNabb was going to take me to school. I thought I was the luckiest kid in the world. This contest is so awesome because it makes kids' dreams come true. Sincerely, Andrew Butler.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. You could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLrush.com.
Hey, did you hear? Your favorite NFL highlight show has moved to Monday. But fear not, my football friends. NFL Network's got you covered. Introducing NFL Game Day. After the Sunday night game, flip over to NFL Network. Join Rich, Mooch, and Deion for the best NFL highlight show on TV. Maximize your football knowledge. Watch NFL Game Day on NFL Network.
Well, how important is a winning preseason for the Raiders? 82% text message. Very important. Of course, California Speedway bringing you a chance to win 4 tickets with 4 field passes to a Raiders game by text messaging. And you can still do so at 88222. For terms and conditions, log on to Raiders Image, and you'll be able to take 15% off your next purchase at any of the Raider Image stores just by text messaging.
And I agree with that. You know, it's like Jim was talking about in the pregame discussion. Hey, create winning habits.
Marcus Tuiasosopo just introduced to the crowd and gets a nice hand here from the Seahawks faithful. He played his college and high school football here, and on first down incomplete. And it'll be second down and 10, and Jerry Porter, the intended receiver.
His brother Zach, number 45, a fullback, free agent from the Pittsburgh Steelers, lined up in the backfield that time at the fullback position. So you've got two Tuiasopos in the backfield. Their father, Manu, played here for the Seattle Seahawks. Ex-UCLA great defensive lineman, played for a long time here at the Seahawks.
So the Washington Huskies representing here in Seattle. Lee. Gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. Tackled by Cornelius Wortham.
Well, you know, Grant, when Tui was here, and he was the quarterback at the University of Washington, they went to the Rose Bowl, beat Purdue in the Rose Bowl. This guy was a legitimate hero. And the fate of the University of Washington football program changed when he left. They haven't been the same since Marcus Tuiasopo left the Huskies.
All right, it's going to be a third down and long. Make it 3rd and 8. Santiago goes to the other side. Porter and Morton flank to the left. Tui looks right. Sack. So Seattle applying the pressure all night. Darryl Tapp gets in there. And it'll be 4th down for the Raiders.
You know, it doesn't seem to matter who's in there for the Seattle Seahawks. They seem to be putting pressure on all the quarterbacks. Good pass rush put on by the defensive line of the Seahawks.
Seattle clearly the class of the NFC West. Barring injury, they should be able to win their division. San Francisco, St. Louis, Arizona. Seahawks clearly the superior team in that division. Defending NFC champs. Terency back deep, or rather Serency, I beg your pardon. Serency runs into his own man flag down. And another booming kick by Shane Leckler. Boy, he has been something. Great kick, and that one 62 yards and a penalty.
You know, but sometimes in situations like these, you know, when things don't go well, you know, number one, it's a chance to test out your character. But number two, it's a reality check. You know, you won 4 games. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. You know, this lets you know that you've got to work a little bit harder, you know, play a little bit better.
Dirty return. Illegal block in the back. Number 39 of the return team. Penalized half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, Seattle just completed a 90-yard drive, and now they have 92 yards to go. They have the lead, 27-7 on the Oakland Raiders television network.
To the greatest show in sport. The biggest football game in the history of Western civilization. What a ride it's been.
NFL Films presents for the first time ever the unpredictable and unforgettable sights and sounds of the first 40 Super Bowls. Available in one collection, the Super Bowl 1 to 40. Buy it today only at FYE and Suncoast stores.
They'll tell you 12 years is a long career for a linebacker. They'll even start asking you, Ray, what's next? Action movies? All in good time, people. All in good time. Until then, it's just conversation. And I do my talking on the football field. So if you'd like to have a word with Ray, step into my office. Let's talk business.
Take away LaDainian, the Chargers got nothing.
Excuse me, Greg?
Yeah. Has this ever been you? With NFL Game Day, help is on the way.
Flip over to Rich and the gang for the best highlight show on TV. Watch NFL Game Day on NFL Network.
27-7, Seattle. Minute 11 left here in the third quarter, and you can call 1-800-Raiders to get your season tickets. Never been easier. The Raiders handling the tickets, and a Raider employee will take care of you when you call 1-800-Raiders. Hey, the opener A week from Monday, Monday Night Football against the San Diego Chargers. We hope to see you out there at McAfee Coliseum. Call 1-800-RAIDERS for your season tickets.
Someone's sitting there right now, and that San Diego opener will be electric, to say the least. And you know what, Grant? It's never been easier. You can get 4 season tickets for around $1,000. 4 for $1,000.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Good stuff.
Hey, I bought my season tickets already.
Punk, we'd love to hear that.
Thank
baby.
you.
Daily Green. Weeks. And Cooper's helmet came flying off. That's no surprise with the way he hits. That guy just loves contact.
And he came flying up from the secondary.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, you talk about a guy that has no regard for his body, and I mean that positively. Watch number 40 accelerate into your screen and make the sure tackle. Jared Cooper is a special guy. He's a great special teams player. He's an excellent nickel spot player, and he's a guy that has a great leadership role on this football team for the Raiders.
Green, swing pass incomplete, intended for Kirkman. That'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Seahawks.
Coverage by Ryan Riddle, number 57, second-year player from the University of California. We take a look at Coop. He runs off. Helmet still a little, maybe something wrong with the helmet there because he's got it off.
Yeah, his helmet got injured on that play.
Injured. He didn't even have it on when they snapped the last play. So,
yeah, that's amazing. Cooper, we love watching him play. As you said, such a physical player. Down to 34 seconds left here in the 3rd. Green, incomplete, intended for C.J. Jones. And now we will be looking at a 4th down for the Seahawks.
A little different drive this time by Green and company, and a lot better defense this time by the Oakland Raider defense.
One of the things I like about the stadium, they give you a lot of information. They've got a screen up there that tells you how many sacks each team has, how many tackles for loss, how many sacks. I mentioned that, and then how many 3 and outs. And right now that was the 3rd for the Raiders, and the Seahawks have 4 3 and outs.
Blackenmeyer. And it bounces out of bounds. Well, Artie, the first real key date coming up is Saturday when teams have to be down to the 53-man roster.
And, you know, the coaches in every NFL franchise this next 2 days have got to make the decisions. You got to cut 22 players. There are 75 players on each roster right now. You got to get down to 53 by 1 o'clock on Saturday. Then the season starts on September 7th. The Raiders obviously start on September 11th. And then the Big Daddy on February 4th, the Super Bowl in Miami. So you talk about key dates, step at a time. The first one is September 2nd. And then for the Raiders and the Chargers, the second big one is September 11th.
Marcus Tuiasosopo. 1st down and 10. Good field position at the 50. And he throws Tui to Tui.
Tui to
like
Tui.
that, huh?
You couldn't wait to say that.
Yep.
Right?
So Marcus to Zach and the Washington Husky connection. And that will end the 3rd quarter of play.
You know what? It's a good throw by Tui number 1 to Tui number 2.
We'll be back with the 4th quarter. The Seahawks in control here on the Oakland Raiders television network.
Dear NFL, you have my deepest gratitude after my son Ben won the Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Whatever he imagined couldn't have been as wonderful as when Matt Hasselbeck came to school with him. The kids were hanging on Matt's every word. Seeing Ben's confidence now, this is the greatest thing the NFL can do for our future. Maureen Johnson.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. Your child could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLrush.com.
They're coming, baby. Hey, Pittsburgh, they're coming.
Thursday and Saturday, prime time. This
this Thanksgiving, the games begin. Thursday and Saturday under the lights. It's a cornucopia of football.
Set Giants camp for launch. Launching Giants camp. Team camps, only on NFL Network.
The games begin on NFL Network. 3 quarters in the books. It is 27-7 in favor of Seattle. Grant Napier, Jim Plunkett, Artie Gigantino, and guys, the Raiders have 1 quarter of football left in the preseason to get this bitter taste out of their mouth. It has not been a good night, Plunk.
No, it hasn't. They struggled offensively, defensively. They've given up a lot of big plays, a lot of long drives. And obviously, you know, as I said, you know, during the game, it's been kind of a reality check for the Raiders, and they need to get back to work, get back to basics, and get ready for that opener.
And you want to finish good here. You know, you got 15 more minutes to finish good, feel good about yourself a little bit tonight. So when you get on the plane and you start practicing next week, getting ready for the Chargers, hey, you got something positive to build on.
All right, Tuiasosopo on a 2nd down and 5. Football at the 45-yard line of Seattle. And again, Rashard Lee, the man with the football, gain of 2 on the play, will bring up 3rd and short. Kevin McMahon is coming onto the field, and Zach Tuiasosopo checks out on his 3rd down, make it 3rd and 3 here in the 4th quarter.
Hardest down in football to call an offensive play for. You know, it's a little long to run the ball. It's a little short to throw it too deep. This is a tough call for all coaches at all levels.
And the Raiders with 4 receivers. Lee in the backfield. Will Buchanan in motion. They will throw it. Tui. And incomplete. He had his man intended for Will Buchanan, but he threw behind him. And it will now be 4th down. And Art Shell sends on Shane Leckler again.
Undrafted player Will Buchanan from USC. Really a good athlete, and surprisingly didn't start at USC last year. Didn't even play hardly in the championship game. But he's a guy that's got some talents. Don't know if he's going to make the team or not, but he's got some ability. Played defensive back and wide receiver at USC.
Justin Surensee, the rookie free agent from Northern Iowa, awaits the kick on a 4th down and 3. Shane Leckler has been busy tonight. And Leckler does that as well as anybody in football. Guys, did you notice the different spin on the ball?
Absolutely.
It's like a rugby-style kick. That's why. And it's called a sky kick because you want it to bounce and take a reverse bounce down inside the 10. It's done on purpose.
He's got nothing open field ahead of him.
Spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
Spent all Sunday watching games on the tube.
But you missed 85 and there was nothing you could do.
Nothing for you to do.
So here's a suggestion from a real good friend.
Good friend, good friend.
You can check out the games on the NFLN.
Check out the games on the NFLN.
You didn't see me?
See me
on Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, you can see me.
Yeah.
On Tuesday and Wednesday.
Introducing NFL Replay. Re-airs of Sunday's 4 best games with bonus features like coach and player commentary. Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 games per night.
NFL Replay. On Tuesday. And Wednesday. On the NFL Network.
NFL Replay. Only on NFL Network.
I'm up. Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Houshmandzadeh. Yes. Lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ How's Vanilla. All right. TJ, who's your mama?
NFL.com Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Houshmandzadeh from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Houshmandzadeh. Got it. Championship.
Fantasy Rule 1. Play at NFL.com.
You had one phone call. Who would you make that phone call to? I said it would be Al Davis. All these years later, I had an opportunity. I got voted into the Hall of Fame. I had a phone call to make for a presenter, and I called Al Davis.
John Madden, the 8th Raider that Al Davis has had the pleasure of getting up to the podium and introducing into Pro Football's Hall of Fame. It's just a tremendous weekend in Canton, Ohio, about a month ago.
A lot of fun with a lot of Raider greats. And Akron and Canton, Ohio were clearly Raider country during that weekend.
David Green stays in at quarterback. Marquise Weeks, the running back. And it's Weeks on the give. And Weeks to about the 15. Rashid Moore makes the tackle. And the clock moves with just over 13 minutes left here in the fourth.
Well, the Seahawks obviously are going to try to slow this game down now, pound the Raiders, use the clock. You take a look at Shane Leckler standing there next to Fred Biletnikoff. Now, I want you to watch this special type of punt. It's a rugby kick. You see how he's holding the ball there? See how he's dropping it? It's a lot flatter, and it's more up and down than a normal punt, which is why when the ball leaves his foot, it goes like that, which then if it hits the ground, it comes back. Different style of punting for that inside the 20 type of kick, or when they're trying to down it inside the 20.
That's the that was the 8th punt by Leckler, and he's walking around. He's had a busy night. 27-7, 3rd down and 5.
Take a look at number 72 on the right there, Jabari Levy, getting some instruction. Taking a look at the alignment from the Seahawks.
3rd down and 8, incomplete. As on the coverage there for the Raiders was Alan Nabufi, rookie free agent from SMU. And now we'll look at the punting unit for the Seahawks. Now, we know it's not cold here tonight, right, guys? We know that because we're sitting here in short-sleeve shirts. Who is that there in the towel?
It's got to be Randy Moss.
There's Randy Moss.
It's got to be Randy Moss.
I mean, now Randy's lived in Minnesota for 7 years, okay? This is like being in the tropics.
Hey, they played indoors.
I know, but he had to get to the game. Didn't he have to walk out of his house and get into his car?
Probably.
I mean, come on now. Oh, a good kick. Carr will fair catch it at the 35. And so the Raiders offense, 1st and 10 right there, a 50-yard punt. And we'll be back. 12 minutes left here in the fourth, 27-7 Seattle.
What has belts tightening and eyes popping all across America? It's the Ab Lounge XL Complete Fitness System.
When it comes to getting in shape, empty promises are a dime a dozen. But with over 2 million Ab Lounge customers and the results to back it up, we don't make empty promises.
The Ab Lounge XL gets you up off the floor, targeting your abs without wasted effort and making old-fashioned crunches obsolete. It's a complete lifestyle system, including Ab Lounge XL toning routine, healthy eating guide, and an aerobic workout designed to maximize results. It's never been easier to try the Ab Lounge XL system because we're offering a 30-day in-home trial for just $14.95. And best of all, shipping is free. We know you'll love it. But if for some reason you don't, simply call within the trial period, send the system back, and you'll have no additional payments. Best of all, if you return the Ab Lounge XL system because it's not for you, we'll even refund the first payment of $14.95. Call for details. So join the eye-popping revolution today. Call now.
I like the way you move.
Some people really know how to move. When you're moving, we'll get your DirecTV up and running in your new place free. Just make one call to DirecTV Movers Connection and arrange a date to move your service. It's free, it's easy, and it's one less thing to worry about. Call 1-866-WAY-YOU-MOVE. That's the way to move without missing a beat.
I like the way you move.
NFL Network goes prime time. Join me on the NFL Game Day coming this fall.
Art Shell, his time in the silver and black began as a tackle. It was 1968. And Art would black his way into the Hall of Fame. Art, now your head coach for the silver and black for the 2nd time. Of course, he took the team to the playoffs 3 times during his first tenure with the Raiders. Time to finish what he started. And right now, not a happy man. We heard from him, George Atkinson, talking to him at halftime. And Art did not mince any words about the first half performance. 12 minutes left here in the fourth. Here's the delay to Smart. And he's to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 5 on first down.
Smart, a 6-year player out of Western Kentucky. 5'11", 205. Talked a little bit about him before. Played for the Carolina Panthers mostly as a special teams contributor the last couple of years. Getting a shot here with the Raiders. And unfortunately for him, he's missed a game or two because of injuries and missed a couple weeks of practice. So he's trying to make up for time tonight.
Now Smart trying to turn a corner. And he is to the 41-yard line. Short gain on the play. Will be third down. Clock moving with the Seahawks on top, 27-7. Raiders will fly home right after the ball game. And then the fun starts. You start preparing for real plunk. And I know as a player, that last preseason game when that clock sounded, I can't imagine how happy you and the players must have been.
Oh, absolutely happy for the preseason to be over and get ready to prepare for our first regular season game. And, even though this has not turned out exactly the way the Raiders wanted, obviously, they're going to put this game behind them and, concentrate on that upcoming game Monday night against the San Diego Chargers.
Over the middle, incomplete. Intended for O.J. Santiago.
Well, you took a look at a Raider fan here in the stands. Doesn't look real happy. Happy what he sees, but don't worry, things will get better there, young man.
And although we said preseason, is not terribly important as far as record goes, and we said that, but for this year, for the Raiders, and it is to establish a winning attitude, coming off the field knowing they can win any particular ball game. It is important, but, they'll put this behind them once it's over.
Cerencio, what a booming kick again by Leckler. Cerencio, he is carried 2 yards deep. And there's Richard Lee with the tackle. What a kick once again by Shane Leckler. 58 yards in the air.
And what a dumb play by Cerencio.
That's exactly right.
You let that thing go into the end zone. Special teams coach will not be happy about that.
Where you at? Where you at, 85? Ocho been all around this great big world to see you do what they say you do. Where you at? I can't see you. Where you at, 85?
It's an NFL world, and we're living in it.
Take away LaDainian, the Chargers got nothing.
Excuse me, Greg? Yeah, we got issues with your thesis. Frankly, I'm offended. And you don't want to offend Mr. Gates.
Has this ever been you, busted for exaggerating your football knowledge? With NFL Game Day, help is on the way.
After the Sunday night game, flip over to Rich and the Gang for the best NFL highlight show on TV. Maximize your football knowledge. Watch NFL Game Day on NFL Network.
Wanted, individuals to watch NFL preseason must be willing to grow horns.
See NFL preseason games only on NFL Network. Football 24/7.
Interest in fantasy football a plus. Body and face paint optional.
27-7. Fourth quarter action here from Seattle. California Speedway once again bringing you a chance to win 4 tickets, 4 field passes to a Raiders game. And you see 83%. How important is winning preseason for the Raiders? Well, it's pretty one-sided. Of course, just by text messaging, you can get 15% off your next purchase at any of the Raider image stores. Just go to Raiders.com for terms and conditions. David Green getting extended work here, starting the second half. And that man as well getting a lot of carries. Marquise Weeks. The Seahawks really a balanced attack tonight. They have 291 yards of total offense. Meanwhile, the Raiders, and they have had trouble getting on track. They have just 55 yards of total offense. Second down and 7.
Tom Walsh is not going to like the offensive coordinator 19 yards passing statistic. Not going to like that at all.
David Green, 2nd and 7. Play action will roll. And it is caught. Nice job to hang on there by Will Heller, 4th-year player. Eugene knocked him out of bounds. But a nice catch. Actually, it was DJ Hackett on the reception. Beg your pardon. Well, it's now first down. The Seahawks, you figure with this lead, normally you'd see a team run the ball, but Plunk, you know what? Mike Holmgren wants to get the extended look at David Green to see his progress, and he's getting just that.
He is. And David Green, is doing a great job of throwing the ball accurately, getting the ball downfield, seeing the field, seeing his receivers open, making things happen offensively.
That time's good pressure. Chris Carr gets some help to come up there to make the tackle. Also, the Raiders get a little, hopefully he'd get up.
Ryan Riddle in on that tackle. As we take a look at Marquise Weeks walking back to the huddle.
Got a player down.
Isaiah Ekujaba.
Yeah, and Ekujaba is the one that got in on that tackle, and he's shaken up.
Very good.
Right at the 20.
Very good special teams player. Played the final 10 games last year on special teams. 2nd-year man out of Virginia. Big, tall, talented athlete. Very fluid.
9 minutes and a tick left here in the 4th. 27-7.
And you hate to see that. Obviously, you never want to see anybody get hurt. But I know one of the objectives of every team in the National Football League was to come out of tonight and tomorrow's final preseason game healthy.
Yep.
You don't need any injuries late in the preseason like this. Looks like he just had the wind knocked out of him, and hopefully that's all it is. There's a training staff led by Rod Martin there on the left, help him off the field.
All right, let's check in with George Atkinson. George?
Guys, I'm here with Nnamdi Asomugha. Pretty good preseason for you. Let down tonight. Give me an assessment of the defensive secondary this preseason.
Well, the secondary's been doing pretty good, actually, this preseason. We've made a lot of plays. We've taken a step up from last year, making a lot of plays on the ball. So we just got to continue to keep that up as the season starts.
You look at the coming season, you look at San Diego coming up Monday night. How much work will you have to do to get ready? And how much work would Nnamdi Asomugha have to do to get ready?
Well, I'm going to do a lot of work. I mean, the film has already started on San Diego. We know them. We get them 2 times a year. The film has already started. It's going to continue. We got a day off tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of what we do. And just conditioning and different things like that to get us ready for the game. That's what I'm going to be doing,
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, George. Appreciate it. 29-yard pass play right there. David Green has the team over midfield, 1st and 10. Just over 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter of play. Weeks, big hole, and he's inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Tackle made by number 94, Kevin Huntley, the 1st-year player out of Kansas State. Didn't play his senior year. Had a knee injury, rehabbed his knee, signed with the Raiders as a free agent, and has an excellent chance of making this football team. You take a look at his thumb. He has a broken right thumb, which is why he's got a cast-like, on his thumb right there. Boy, that's a contraption, big-time contraption. He's still able to play.
David Green, 10 different Seahawks have caught balls tonight, and make it 11. That's Leonard Stevens. That's the 11th Seahawk that's caught a pass.
You guys got to remember something now. David Green was the Southeast Conference Player of the Year his last year at Georgia, and as a quarterback at Georgia, he was 42-10 as a starter. Pretty good stats.
Yeah, and Mike Holmes got to like what he's seen out of him. He throws on the move just as he just did there, got out of trouble, found his receiver, hit a strike, hit him right in the chest. He's played exceptionally well this evening against the Raiders.
And to the 30-yard line goes Marquise Weeks, the 1st-year running back from Virginia. He's gotten a lot of carries tonight.
Going back to the quarterbacks, guys, it's interesting. All 3 quarterbacks are different. Walls is more of a runner. Hasselbeck is more of a straight drop-back passer. And this guy is a little bit more, I think he's moves around decent, but he's not a burner. So all three of them, in my mind, are different style quarterbacks.
Weeks now has carried the ball 20 times for 70 yards. Ball at the 30-yard line, second down and 6. Near side, caught, first down, complete to C.J. Jones. And Jones is at the 23-yard line. Dwayne Starks makes the tackle. But another first down for Seattle. That is the Seahawks' 23rd first down of the evening.
And in the second half here, Green has put together 2 very impressive drives. The one time they were 3 and out and they ended up punting, but this is the second long drive of this half by David Green's offense.
Green has thrown for 153 yards, 13 of 18. And Marquise Weeks, they're chewing up the clock here with 5:40 and running with 27-7.
Well, when the Raiders get back tomorrow, take a day off, get back to work on Saturday, have the cuts as we talked about on Saturday. We'll practice on Sunday. We'll practice probably on Monday, and then you're into your normal game week. Take Tuesday off and let it rip and get ready. It'll be a long wait for the Charger game, but Art Shell knows there's work to do, and it's going to make those corrections. You better believe that.
All right, second down. And again, Green, flag down.
Probably holding.
And guys, I know you were just talking about the routine. Maybe you can help the fans out here. When you play on a Monday night as opposed to Sunday, how does the week change in terms of a routine?
Well, it changes big time because you take Tuesday off, but then you got to come back. You're a little bit, because Monday you usually just come in, watch the tape, do a little exercise, and then take Tuesday off. But now you don't have that. You take Tuesday off, you come in Wednesday, look at the tape.
Holding. Offense number 49. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Practice Wednesday and Thursday, have a quick practice on Friday, and then get on a plane to go to Baltimore. So for the Raiders, you go Monday night, and then you leave on Friday to go to Baltimore for the Sunday game. Because when the Raiders go back east, they always leave on a Friday. Get there Friday night, settle in Saturday, get up and play the game on Sunday. So we'll have a lot of time off. The Raiders will have a lot of time off between now and the Monday night game, but it'll be really condensed after that Monday night game before the Baltimore game.
Just over 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Play action. Green trying to get out of pressure and just throws it away as he was being hounded by Kevin Huntley.
Blitz that time by the Raider defense. Danny Clark, number 55, coming off the corner. Huntley again involved in the action. I keep talking about Huntley, but he's 6'7", he's 270 pounds, athletic, large wingspan.
At that time, they felt they had to put pressure on David Green. They rushed the linebacker and Danny Clark, put pressure, made him throw the ball away. Good job defensively that time by the Raider defense.
Ball at the 28. Third down. Weeks, and he's not going to go close. Good pursuit by that Raiders defense. Chris Carr, and he's a little shaken up. He opened up the game with dramatic fashion. A minute 7 into the first quarter, he took a punt and ran it back 72 yards for the touchdown, and that's the only score for the Raiders this evening. It was a promising start for the Silver and Black, but then they stalled, and the Seahawks now on top 27-7. Good play, though, by Chris Carr right there.
And good job by the Raider defense. Is swarming here. You see some good pursuit that time. Carr comes up, makes the play. 26, Stanford route also in on the play. Good solid job by the Raiders secondary, swarming to the football.
43-yard attempt by Brown, who's connected on 44 and 51 yards. And he's 3 for 3. 30-7. 4:32 left. Right here on the Oakland Raiders television network.
Dear NFL, thank you for bringing Michael Strahan to my house and school. My class was really excited when he came. I felt like the luckiest kinds of kid in the school. His hand was like that big. I had lots of fun. My favorite part was everything. Thank you, Christopher Comrie.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. You could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLRush.com.
Whoa. Hey there, pal. First draft?
How can you tell?
Look, there's a few things you're going to want to know. Kickers go fast. You're going to take one early. And don't worry about running backs. You can always trade for one later.
Cool, thanks.
And one more thing. Manning retired.
Which one?
Both. It's good to have you here. You're my friend.
NFL.com Fantasy Rule 8. Avoid friendly advice.
Buddy's like a genius, huh?
Fantasy Rule 1. Play at NFL.com.
Start this Thanksgiving. Live NFL games. Come to NFL Network. 8 primetime games on Thursday and Saturday nights. The run to the playoffs starts this Thanksgiving. Live NFL games on NFL Network. This Thanksgiving, live NFL games on NFL Network.
You spent all Sunday watching games on the tube, but you missed 85 and there was nothing you could do. So here's a suggestion from a real good friend. You can check out the games on the NFL.
Introducing NFL Replay, only on NFL Network.
Guys, what a night for Shane Leclerc. He's been the bright spot. Look at that, just a whisker under 50-yard average on 9 punts.
Oh, excellent job tonight. He must like this new stadium here up in Seattle. But he did a great job. You know, the rest of the team has struggled, but you know, somebody came out you know, with a very good performance tonight.
There's number 5, Kevin McMahon, and to the right, Smart.
McMahon, Mr. Irrelevant, last player taken in last year's NFL draft, was injured in the Hall of Fame game, had a jaw and tongue injury, but he's come back. University of Maine.
4:32 left. Rod Smart at the goal line. At the 21. And the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 right there.
You know, just as that showed, I don't think it's been any lack of effort, but sometimes you come into a situation like this and nothing goes your way. You know, Rod Smart trying to make a big play.
There's no lack of effort here, that's for sure.
Absolutely not.
He's going over the top, trying to make something happen. It just gets caught in midair. And I'll tell you, that's a great example of the hard hitting that goes on in the NFL on special teams, especially on kickoffs.
Jerry Porter is in, bottom of the screen. Johnny Morton to the left. And coming up to make the hit was Kazavinsky, the 9th-year player out of Harvard. And a loss on the play.
Harvard, huh?
Harvard. So don't challenge him to a debate or anything.
Not about to.
Of course, you could, you know, with your college education. But Artie and I, we'd have to be on the sideline for that one. See, I would take you Stanford against Harvard. I think that would be fairly challenging. That would be, I think that's kind of equal, Plunk.
Hey, I did take a class in argumentation.
Oh gosh, that's what your wife told me. 30-7 with 3:50 left here in the 4th. 3 minutes. Plus, as we said in the final preseason game, Rod Smart, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage by the former Raider, Chris Cooper.
Cooper drafted by the Raiders in the 2001 draft, taken in the 6th round, number 92, and the Nebraska Omaha. As we see Cornelius Wortham come off the field.
It's going to be 3rd down and 14 for Marcus Tuiasosopo and the Raiders. There's Cooper. Seahawks rush 4. Tui looking long. Morton, and he's got it And he's inside the 40, close to the 35-yard line, and that's the longest play from scrimmage we've seen tonight from the Oakland Raiders. Johnny Morant, I said Morton, Johnny Morant with the nice catch, guys, but you know what a beautifully thrown ball by Marcus Tuiasosopo.
You know, started with the protection. You're absolutely right. A great throw by Marcus. Although he's double covered inside out, the throw is absolutely perfect.
Wow, look at that.
He juggles a little bit, but still comes down with it. Right, absolutely good concentration by Johnny Morant.
Johnny Morant, who looked so good in the previous preseasons, a great grab right there. Good concentration by the third-year player out of Syracuse. Rod Smart. And Smart brought down by Kevin Hobbs. Worth another look. Johnny Morant on a tremendous catch here in the fourth quarter.
Seahawks are in quarter coverage, which means that the safety is going to be on the inside, the corner is going to be on the outside. He splits the seam, comes back to the side of the corner, goes up and does a great job of concentrating on the football.
Outstanding grab by Morant. 2-minute warning here in Seattle. 30-7 Seahawks.
Oh, Hoodie, monument to the durable. Fast friend, uncomplaining sucker of sweat. In our most trying times, you still tried. When other garments stopped at the neck, you said, oh no, the head needs a garage. Our arms would pull off well before yours, yet this is how we treat you.
Dear NFL, I would like to thank you for picking me as a winner of Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Words cannot express how I felt when I found out Donovan McNabb was going to take me to school. I thought I was the luckiest kid in the world. This contest is so awesome because it makes kids' dreams come true. Sincerely, Andrew Butler.
Kids across the country will take an NFL player to school. You could be one of them. It's the NFL Take a Player to School sweepstakes. Enter online at NFLrush.com.
NFL Network goes prime time. Join me on NFL Game Day. He is classic. The best highlights from Sunday. He got it! Touchdown! NFL Game Day coming this fall only on NFL Network.
2 minutes left here in the preseason, and the Raiders are going to end the preseason at 4-1 as they are trailing 30-7 here. Jeff George signed earlier this week by the Raiders. Plunk.
He's one of the few quarterbacks who ever puts the eyeshadow underneath his eyes to get ready for a game, but that's something he's always done. And just to refresh your memories, he was signed this week by the Raiders, but mostly as a precautionary move because of Andrew Walter's shoulder situation.
Obviously not going to play tonight. We have 2 minutes left. And ball deflected, intended for Moran, and it's picked off. And out of bounds goes Jordan Babineau, the third-year player from South Arkansas, on the deflection.
And that's the kind of night it's been for the Raiders. Nothing seems to have gone right for them. Here's the throw by Tui. He tries to squeeze it in there. The protection was pretty good. And it's tipped by number 47.
Yeah, Lance Lowry tipped it.
And winds up in the hands.
Well, Jordan Babineau with the interception on the little tip drill there. And now with a minute and 49, Seattle with the 30-7 lead.
I think you summed it up perfectly there, Jim, by saying, hey, it's just been one of those nights. And you'll see the Seahawks here take a knee, kill the clock, and get out of here. And Raiders will not call timeout here. We'll just get out of here and see what happens.
Well, guys, tonight obviously not a good night, but there were a lot of positives in the preseason for Art Shell. I mean, you got to. I think I'm going to start with the secondary. I thought the secondary this preseason, young. You got Michael Huff, who looks like he's going to be a player. You see the maturation process of Washington en route. You got Nnamdi Asomugha, who again showed tonight is going to be. I like Stuart Schweiger. I like this secondary.
Yeah, I think they showed a lot of improvement, not only in coverage. and coming up and making tackles in and around the line of scrimmage, but also the turnover situation. Many more turnovers this preseason than we've had in a long time here with the Raiders.
And you know what? The Raiders, that was the first turnover of the night for either team. So, you know, even though it didn't come out on the side of the Raiders, you know, it wasn't one of those sloppy games where the ball's flying all over the place the entire night.
You know, and sometimes, you know, these kind of games happen to you. You know, you don't want them to happen too often or at all for that matter. But as you said, Artie, it has been a good preseason. And I think the team has come a long way from a year ago. And once the regular season starts, you know, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
You know what, guys? And you'd rather have it, and again, I'm not looking for, quote, the silver lining here, but you sure as heck rather have it here than on Monday night against the Chargers.
Yep. Right. Well, you know one thing, you're going to have that loud crowd at McAfee on September 11th when LaDainian Tomlinson, you got a rookie quarterback, or not a rookie quarterback, but a first-year starter in Phillip Rivers. And so Art Shell going to be happy to just get out of here and go home and start working on San Diego. Probably start working on it tonight on the flight back to Oakland. Well, the preseason is over. Art Shell and the Raiders finished the preseason at 4-1. Next up, the regular season, the final 30-7 here on the Oakland Raiders Television Network.